How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of the HR Office Live here on Twitch. As always, I am your host, Greg, and I'm joined here by May. Say hello. Hello. And we're joined here by Mira. Say hello.
Bum.
That's a very somber bomb because we got some updates on something we talked about last podcast. And by some, I mean a lot of fucking updates we got to talk about, that we're going to talk about. So to kind of give a brief summary of what's going on, we have all of the updates with the Vic Mignogna situation, which that's going to take the beginning portion of this podcast. Then knowing how that's going to go, we are going to take a quick break. And then after that, we're going to talk Kingdom Hearts 3, because you two have beaten the game and I'm currently playing the game. We're going to talk the Devil May Cry 5 demo, which that shit was just insane and wild. I got a story about Final Fantasy 14. That's pretty great. May's been playing some horror games today, and those reactions have been awesome. I broke my phone, and I'm an idiot. Mira had an interesting situation in D&D last night, and May and I are going to tease our video coming out this Friday. So, let's get the big, serious talk out of the way, and that is the Vic Mignogna situation. Last time we talked about this, we talked about it and we were trying to figure out how this got started, which I'm believing more and more that I don't think it had to do with Anime Matsuri. I think it was more of because Broly had come out and Vic is Broly. That I think those stories are probably what triggered. I'm still looking into what fully 100% started it. But last time we talked, a couple industry people had started talking about it, like DC Douglas. And then there was a New York voice actor. Literally the night we finished recording the podcast, Neil Kaplan, voice of Zarkon in Voltron, had a long Twitter thread about Vic Mignogna. And that was like, wow, that happened right as we had finished the last podcast a couple weeks ago. And then more and more stories started being told. And around that time, when we did the last podcast, was the Anime News Network article out? No, wait, no, it was, because we talked about DC Douglas's tweets. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Because I was thinking that as well, but then I remembered, what did DC Douglas do? He had shared the story that Anime News Network had posted. That's right, yeah. So Neil Kaplan posts his big old story about it. Then it comes out as more stories are coming out. The first bit of industry news we got was Rooster Teeth posted on their website that Vic is no longer working with the crew, He's no longer Crow, and Rooster Teeth is no longer associating with Vic Mignogna, which I was not expecting that. Around the same time, I don't remember the name of the show, but Vic was a part of the simuldub on Funimation currently.
The Morose Mononokean.
Okay, so you do remember the name. So Vic's character in that show, Vic got replaced with Ian Sinclair. They immediately replaced him. And as all this industry stuff came out, that's when the gloves were off. That's when the voice acting community at large spoke out. We're talking like just about, I don't want to say just about everybody, but a lot of people out in Texas. There was a big group of people like KG Tang, Christina V, Cassandra Lee Morris, some of the LA crew, LA voice acting crew out here speaking out against it, saying they stood with the victims. And shit has just gotten wild. And one of the biggest voices at that time was Monica Rial. Monica Rial was saying, I've been yelling about this for like 15 plus years. I've had 2 separate conversations with Vic like a decade ago, and like I'd get crocodile tears and he'd just go right back to it a few weeks later. And it all came to fruition when Monica Rial took to Twitter to say that she was one of Vic's victims. And got massive support from the VA community and like fans of Monica, but at the same time getting just ridiculous as hell, like backlash, death threats, comments, etc. People like Jamie Markey have come out against Vic and have told their stories about being a victim of Vic Mignogna. Monica Rial, as of yesterday, posted in her Facebook group that she's lawyered up and the authorities are now involved. That was big news I did not think was going to happen. And, one of the biggest arguments on Twitter has been, the people that are against the victims are like, well, there's no proof. And it looks like if Monica Rial is bringing the authorities in and she's lawyered up, that it looks like that we might be, I can't say 100% because you never know with the justice system, but there could be a potential that a day in court will now be heard. And Monica Rial is, per her lawyer, is kind of keeping a low profile and not saying much of anything. With seeing the Funimation voice actor and just the voice acting community in general speak out, I posted a video with my experience with Vic. To the usual that you would get, to the usual response you get on an extremely controversial topic. The people that were in support were like 1,000% in support, and the people that were against it were like very vitriolic and very angry, and said not so nice things. But I mean, thus is the way of the internet. I will say that Robot is saying that he is God. Well, that is a thing. Yeah. I, for the sake of our sanity, people are gonna think that we're bitches or that I'm a soy boy or that we're all stupid cunts because they're noticing if they're looking at this podcast that comments are disabled. We're just how vitriolic the back and forth has been between supporters of Vic and supporters of the victims. There's Twitter, which Twitter has been a battleground. You got Reddit. Reddit's been a battleground, and I don't want to breed another battleground on like a YouTube comment for a podcast of a bunch of nobodies talking about a way bigger situation. In relation to that video, all I will say is this: my account, I stand by what I have said. Some have claimed it's for attention or that I'm doing it because I want to be a voice actor. No, that video was therapy for me. And my story is so small and minuscule compared to all of the actual people that have suffered, like, personally at his hands, like one-to-one, like, personal suffering, like, with this man. A lot of my story was just, illustrating the power that he held, relating to a 2014 situation. And if people think I'm full of shit, I'm doing it to chase clout, I'm doing it to further a career, you're allowed to have that opinion. That's fine. It's not true, but if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. I'm not here to change your mind. That's something that I've had to learn from this whole situation. I think you've probably seen it on Twitter a lot. It's like nobody's changing anybody's minds. People who support Vic are going to support Vic. People who support the victims are going to support the victims. There are people like Justin Briner who's just been kind of speaking out about, having sympathy for victims and stuff like that, and that we're not going to further the conversation about sexual assault and misconduct and use of power like that, if we just don't believe anybody at all. And he had a good quote about, I know a lot of this, people crave that smoking gun proof, and I'm paraphrasing it, but it was something along the lines of like, a lot of these stories aren't going to have that smoking gun proof that people crave, but if we just listen to people and listen to people's experiences, then there's that, then people can, then we can start, getting better as people, and then I've also learned about there's this whole conspiracy theory that apparently everything's photoshopped and this is all a 15+ year campaign against Vic and that everyone's lying, even the voice acting community, which that was fun to read. That was just like, oh man, I'm not surprised that there's conspiracy theories about this, but my big deal is, it's like, oh wow, I think I saw someone had said, it's like, you mean all of these people all around the world all came together 15 years ago and said, we're going to take this man down. That was a funny comment in my honest opinion. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Like I said, I posted my video. I'm not going to go in and recap my video. I stand by what I say. If people say it's disingenuous or, and I'm not genuine in what I said, that I'm lying or I wanted clout. If I wanted clout, I'd be adding every single voice actor associated with it, and they've got their own bullshit to deal with. A lot of people are, seeing these stories come out are probably being reminded of traumas that they've dealt with in the past, which I wouldn't be surprised. Because there's quite a few, like the whole thing that we found from Chris Wenkamp that was talking about how he was an altar boy when he was a kid. And that he's like, I got away unscathed, but I knew people who weren't, or who didn't fare so luckily. People like Tatum are like, as a victim of sexual abuse, it hurts me to see this, and he's like, you got to think, like, all these stories come out, like, for people that have suffered like that, like, it's got hurt, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not fun, but, so that's where everything's at right now. The only thing I'm going to ask you, May, because we're going to go over to Mira, because you've been the one that you've been self-described in, like, chats and stuff. You're just like, I'm the bystander watching the dumpster fire, basically. You're just like, I've been standing on the side of the road watching it happen and just being like, wow, that's crazy. So my only question for you is, how crazy has this last couple weeks of Vic news been?
I guess, yeah, pretty crazy. Just I periodically just look and glance at it, read comments, and then get off Twitter and go on with my life.
Did you think that this would ever happen?
Probably. It probably would eventually. If it wasn't one thing, it would have eventually been another thing, especially because some people were saying on Twitter it's because stuff like this happening because of that whole Me Too movement that's been...
The Me Too movement, yeah.
Been spreading. I think because of the Me Too movement that's been going on, that's why it's been like this.
Somebody's been equating this, saying that this was the Harvey Weinstein of the voice acting community. Like, this is the Harvey Weinstein situation for voice actors right now, because Harvey Weinstein, extremely successful guy, got taken down by all of these people talking about their experiences with this man. You look at the Vic Mignogna situation, there's a lot of parallels. Everyone's coming out, people in the industry are coming out, people who aren't afraid to lose their jobs anymore, and I said last podcast, I was like, I don't know if any voice actor, there's some voice actors are starting to speak out. It's like, I don't know who else is going to speak out. In my brain, before DC Douglas even spoke out, I was like, I don't even know if the voice acting community is even ever going to speak out on it. And if you look at it now, it seems like every single voice actor has said something about the situation in some way, shape, or form of we stand with the victims. And yeah, it's been wild. But I think the hardest part for me, actually, and this is hanging to the last bit, is probably watching the complete change in opinion from you, Mira. Because last podcast we talked about it. You were like, I've had positive experiences with Vic. I just don't know if this is, you were very much, you weren't going out of your way to say that everyone was lying, but you were still kind of processing. It's like, he couldn't have done all of this. Making people feel uncomfortable. Okay, fine. Well, he's apologized. Things should be fine. And then as more stuff has come out, like, you've had a lot of stuff. So I'm actually going to give you the floor. And for those of you who don't know, just because I don't want people to think that I'm trying to cut her off. We've talked before the podcast. And there's a certain key phrase that if I hear it being said, that we're going to step in and kind of round everything out for your sake. So it's been tough just to see your whole thing. What has your experience been seeing all this unfold and all these people speak out now with what's been going on?
Okay, so I'm gonna try and keep this as brief as I can, because I don't want to turn this into an hour-long podcast of me just rambling. But I feel really fucking grossed out, honestly. And I never had anything happen to me, but I'm just so upset. I'm disappointed. I am ashamed that I was part of the Rangers. I'm ashamed that I defended him. And reading all these people saying that this happened, and people are just shrugging it off and blaming it on some Me Too movement is fucking bullshit. And they wonder why people don't go forward and report this shit. This is why. I never had a bad experience with him. But with all the stories that I'm seeing, especially from Monica, especially from Jamie, and the amount of people that are saying they must hate Vic because he's done better in his career, and calling them things like talentless hacks.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
If they were talentless hacks, they wouldn't have as much of a career as they do. Yeah. Monica has done 600 plus characters in her entire career. I don't have an exact number for Jamie, but she's been there for a long while.
She's been active for a long time, yeah.
If they were talentless hacks, they would not have a career. They would have put their foot down and said, "This is not for you. Please try and pursue something else." Because they wouldn't be getting the work that they do. And just the people that keep saying that this is all fake news, that this is all Photoshop, that the victims clearly didn't mind because in pictures he's got his hands around them, and they clearly don't look uncomfortable. You can't, unless you're an expert in body language, you cannot always tell when someone's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially for women, we have what we basically call our fake smiles, and I guess you can equivalent it to like a retail smile.
Yeah,
or a retail voice.
Retail voice, retail smile, yeah, retail posture, yeah.
You put on a front for people even if you in a situation you don't like.
Yeah.
If you want to just leave it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't because, it's part of your job. Yeah. When someone goes up to you and you're getting in there for a photo and they just all of a sudden like touch you in a way that you didn't count on, you're not always going to move away because you're posing for a photo, and nowadays anymore, you have to pay for them. You'd feel like you wasted your money and all this shit. Or you feel like you're making a big deal out of nothing. Because here anymore, if you react to something in a way that you're not comfortable with, people think you're overreacting.
It's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he does it to me too. Okay, you may be comfortable with that. Yeah. I'm not.
I'm going to interject real quick, just the whole idea of the, the whole burden of proof that you were, the thing is like, the one thing that's baffled me, and it's just, and I think you may even agree with this, it's like, where's the burden of proof if you feel uncomfortable? You could be like, yeah, he gave me a hug and I felt uncomfortable. To respond with that is, yeah, but where's your proof that you were uncomfortable? It's like, what, me saying I felt uncomfortable is not proof enough that I felt uncomfortable? What, I have to have, like a brain scan going on of, oh, when it spikes at this point, this proves that I was uncomfortable. It's like, just, like what Justin Briner said on Twitter a couple days ago, just like, we need to listen. Because people have boundaries, It's the big shit that I've said multiple times, I grew up with an affectionate family, but my parents always taught me consent, and to read all those stories, it's just, and apparently, I have heard, now don't quote me on this, I've heard that he basically, at his back anime panel, however they say that, at his panel a couple weeks ago, apparently it was said that he admitted that he always assumed consent. That he says, well, I grew up in an affectionate family, I always assumed it was okay. It's like, we never assume. But, yeah, it's like, seeing that and tying to what you were saying, I'm just like, yeah, where's the burden of proof? Is a woman saying, I felt uncomfortable, is that not enough? Which, it should be enough, but it's sad that people are saying that that's not enough, that they need like full-on proof. And
it's just, it was making me think of the times I was just harassed for even my body type anymore. I wasn't even at cons. I wasn't even in cosplay. Yeah. And I was always having jokes because of, how big my chest is, or like how big everyone thought my butt was. Clearly they assumed I was getting something when, like, even in high school, I was a virgin. People assumed that I was a slut because I had a huge chest. Clearly. That shit was already happening to me outside of cosplay. When I got into college, I was getting it even more. Whenever I cosplayed Holo, I got harassed by some guy that was drunk.
Correct me if I'm
and
wrong.
I haven't cosplayed Holo since.
But to say, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that the cosplay that you said because of how the comments people made that you stopped cosplaying Holo?
That was the only one.
Well,
but it was
it was that situation.
It was in person.
Okay.
It was at a con, and I don't care if the guy was drunk. That made me feel really gross.
Well, I would say
and I haven't
that,
put Holo on since, and I really want to.
I don't blame you for being,
But just shit like that was already happening to me outside of cons. I can't even imagine how everyone at these conventions getting all these unwanted touches it feels like. Because that personally hasn't happened to me. But the people that are saying that this is all a conspiracy, that this is all just fake, or that Monica or Jamie are putting politics into this shit, these are the same people that I want to ask, what was your opinion on the Scott Freeman thing? Did you need proof that he was doing what he did? Or did you just assume that this was all fake?
They were probably making jokes on the internet that he was just method acting. Because when the Scott Freeman thing came out a few years ago, what was the common thing people were saying? Oh, he's getting into character. Oh, he was method acting.
No,
like, are
the
you
whole
real?
thing, I'll be honest, when I read it, half the people were like, oh, whatever.
And then people were pissy because his character got recasted in High School DxD.
Yeah.
And people were pissy.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Greeley isn't as good as Scott Freeman. I'm never watching this show. Okay, well, you're going to support a pedophile?
And then and then I think I don't remember when they recasted when they recasted England and then Taliesin Jaffe got him.
It was the last season.
I want to say it was. I don't know if it was before or after Scott Freeman was convicted. But yeah, people were giving Taliesin shit. It was just like, why are you taking this role? I was like, because he's in fucking jail, dude. Like, Scott Freeman's in jail. You know? It's which, you gotta be... I don't even want to imagine the phone call from Funimation to Taliesin Jaffe going, hey, so, Scott Freeman's been convicted of child porn. Do you want to audition to take over for England? That's gotta be an awkward conversation.
I don't think they probably said that. I'm sure probably
the news probably got
the news is probably there anyway, so
but
there's like this weird. I mean, I know they got to keep it professional, but just like kind of the whole thing is like you're knowingly auditioning for this, but you're just like, but the context of why they're recasting, you know, it's out there in the news. You're just like, oh, that's.
I'm saying as an industry, I'm sure they didn't say that they called him.
I'm certain they didn't. Yeah, that's
said,
just me
hey,
making assumptions, and I apologize. Yeah,
they called him and said, okay, you got the role. Can you come in and do it?
Yeah,
and he said, okay.
Yeah, I apologize for the mischaracterization of that.
But
yeah.
I know what you mean, though. But I'm just
the whole idea of you're taking over a role and you know that the reason why it got recast is because this guy got convicted of child pornography.
It can be rough, but it's just.
There are some bad people out there, and Scott Freeman's one of them, and anyway.
But it was. It's like, where were you with the Scott Freeman thing? Where were you with the Brett Kavanaugh case? That isn't even anime related, and this is similar enough.
What did they think about Harvey Weinstein when Me Too had first started?
They just claim that, well, if the industry knew, they would have taken action. Which people have said before, this was an open industry secret. Yeah. Everyone in the industry knew about him. Yeah. And that's what Monica said about Vic. Everyone knew about Vic.
Everyone knew about Vic, yeah.
And she's been screaming at Funimation, like, over a decade. No one listened. And it's like, this is just proving that nobody really cares. It's true. It's disgusting. I hate that it's gotten to this point, and I hate the fact that I defended it. It's just, I feel so gross. I feel let down and disappointed. And it's tainted every good memory I have. Every show that he's in, it's gonna be hard watching it again.
I've been there, yeah.
Especially Full Metal. Someone on Twitter made a good point, because someone had the same feeling with you with the whole Vic thing. She basically told this person at that point, it's like, and that's why you work on yourself. If you want to be in this industry, you become a better person. Set an example for everyone else to show not what to be as a person.
Yeah.
It can be hard, when you have your heroes and they do something. I mean, we're all human, so people let people down, but at that point it's just you see them, you're like, okay, now I gotta set a better example, a good example for myself to show future generations what not to do.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to make myself sound like some sort of victim, because I've never been
a victim
of his. I've never had any of those experiences happen to me, and I don't want to claim that I did, because it never happened to me. And I just can't imagine what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
Especially Monica, with how big of a name she is right now. The shit that she's having to deal with on Twitter, the shit that people are giving her on Facebook, the people messaging her and saying she's making it all up.
I don't want to even begin to imagine the kind of name she's being called on social media, like in private social media messages right now.
Or the thing that I showed you with Jamie last night, or people were commenting. Yeah. People were commenting, I don't want to believe, Jamie, I put politics into everything I write, Marquis. This isn't a politics thing. This is something bad that happened to her, and she felt like she shouldn't have to hide it anymore. And this is the kind of reception she's getting.
Yeah.
We need to be better than this.
Yeah.
We need to stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
We need this to be over.
Yeah. The only devil's advocate argument I'd put, it's not even about, there's no doubting the experience of the victim, it's just more of the why it took so long for people, for like industry like Rooster Teeth and Funimation to finally do something. And then there people on the side of the victims are like, Rooster Teeth got a lot of shit when they made their announcement, because they were just like, oh wait, so you employ him when this shit was coming out in 2014 and now you want to kick him, and then people have been screaming at Funimation, why have you allowed this man to work for your company for so long? And the thing is the only thing that I could say is, like, execs aren't there all the time. It's just like any other office environment, which is sad, because people like Monica can be yelling about something like that, and they could look into it, and Vic can say, no, none of that ever happened, and because they see it as a he said, she said without any hard evidence, they have to kind of maybe some like, all right, well, let's just recalibrate the schedule so they're not in the office at the same time, and then kind of separate it from there. They probably did a lot of in-house changes just to kind of keep from that happening. And then there's also the fear of they didn't want to speak out and lose their jobs. It's difficult. It's very difficult for the actors, but it's also got to be difficult for the companies, because you don't want to not employ someone because of a rumor you heard. But at the same time, like with the amount of stories that have come out, it's like the people who support these victims are probably like, why weren't you looking into this for plus years ago?
Somebody pointed it out, and I read it on Twitter, that this started after who was originally head of Funimation before he stepped down?
Gen Fukunaga.
Yeah, somebody pointed out this happened right after he stepped down.
Wow.
Like I don't have anything else to say other than that. But yeah, someone pointed out that after he stepped down, that's when all this stuff started happening. And,
Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. Anyway, I keep sidetracking you. I do apologize.
The only thing I have to say is it's 2019. People should not have to worry about losing their job coming forward with this shit. This should never be a reality that we live in.
Right.
This needs to fucking stop. Stop defending people that do this shit. I don't care how much of an idol he was, because he was someone I looked up to. And with all this shit that's come out, I don't even want to hear his name anymore. I don't even want to... I'm scared of what I'm going to do if I rewatch Full Metal.
Right.
Like, I don't even want to imagine what kind of reaction I'm going to have.
Yeah.
With how much that means to me. It just... I'm done. I feel upset that I supported him at any point. But I'm done now. It's not happening anymore.
If there's any silver linings that I've seen with this whole situation, it is seeing the entire voice acting, like professional voice acting community, like band together, you know, because this was their open industry secret, you know. And I know there's other things that have come out since then, like there's the whole Todd Hybercorn controversy, which I'm staying out of that one for now, because that's very much a he said, she said situation. Aside from the text messages that are from him, where he's like, I'm not about to go down for something that because of Vic Mignogna. You know,
You see that Neil Kaplan's under fire now too?
Okay. I was about to bring up the Neil Kaplan thing, because someone said that he made someone feel very uncomfortable at a couple conventions they went to this year.
And apparently he made a comment on Twitter.
Yeah, he commented on what I read on Twitter is that he's reached out to the person in question and reached out to mutuals associated with this person to apologize, work this out, figure out what happened. You know what I mean? And he said he's willing to put out his full phone conversation. And you know, the way that I see it is that like that if you make someone feel uncomfortable, you know, and I can't say, because with the knowledge that we have right now, that's the last thing that I've seen. I've gone on a blackout on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of relying on secondhand information right now. But yeah, all I can say is that Neil, from what it sounds like on Twitter, Neil Kaplan is reaching out to try to make things right with this person associated with that. So be with that as you will as well. You know, Vic may not be the only one being brought up in this situation, but there are.
But he's the only one telling his fans to defend him.
And he wants to. Okay, all right. This is where I get angry for a moment. So he wants to go on Twitter. He went on. There was a tweet that I saw last night. He went on Twitter and said, "Remember, there are always two sides to every story." In the wake of Monica earlier that evening posting that she was lawyering up, and that an investigation is happening and that authorities are involved. So he wants to say there's two sides to every story, and then sit there also claim on Twitter that he never told any of his fans to go after people who don't support him when they're in the Discord. He's like, defend me. And I'm like, what?
And you can only get that Discord if you're, a fan
of Vic, yeah.
You can't just be like some rando that goes in there.
Yeah, that sent me through the roof last night. And that pissed me the fuck off. I will readily say that. But the only other thing I can say is that, karma's coming back to bite him in the ass.
He's done.
He's done. His career is over. To go into post-millennial slang, Vic is canceled. As Tumblr would say, Vic is canceled. And it's
to the people supporting him, saying, well, where's his trial? Be careful what you wish for, because if Monica, if the investigators find proof and they want to take it to court, it will happen.
We may very well get, there's no guarantees, but we may very well get a day in court. And unless that happens, or if that doesn't happen and Monica finally tells her story, then, we might, I don't know. At this point, I'm done. I'm personally done talking about this man. I'm personally done being. I'm done with the fear that he has striked into the voice acting community, both professionally and people wanting to start being voice actors. Because there are people who've been like, well, I want to be a voice actor, but I don't want to say anything bad about people that I've heard bad stories about, and I personally wanted the stories I've been hearing for the past 4 years to be wrong. I really wanted it all to be wrong. And it's sad that that's not it. I wish, if you want to be honest, I wish I was eating my words. And I wish that I was making a further apology to Vic Mignogna, saying that I'm sorry I believed any of these fake stories. I'm sorry that we, misjudged you. But it's sad. Mira and I have talked about it for the last 4 years. I had been hearing things throughout, and for the longest time, you're like, no, that's got to be a bullshit story. And then the last couple of weeks have happened, and you're just like I said, it's broken my heart seeing the way that this has hit you. And I don't know. You've just been observing everything. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to say, babe.
I'll just say this. Honestly, Vic is the reason why, seeing him do a panel 8 years ago is why I wanted to be a voice actor.
Yeah,
and I still do. Even after, I'll be honest, I still want to become one. It's still on track. So. Even
after my thing in 2014, even after me posting that video earlier this week, I'm not going to let that stop me from putting in the work that I need to put in to hopefully become a successful voice actor. Because it's a lot of hard work, and I let these last 4 years kind of hinder my progress of taking classes and acting in things and getting the experience to eventually be able to make a demo. At this point, if I was continuing with what I wanted to do 4 years ago before this whole Vic shit first started happening, I would have been taking classes for the last 4 years. I would have maybe been on track to, at some point, if not already, have a demo out there. Work with small name people to just further my experiences. But I let that hinder me, but no longer. I'm going to put forth work and the effort to, let that be a reality. And, if people want to see that I've said some words about a disgraced voice actor and say that I don't deserve to have that dream, then that's their opinion. I'm not going to change their mind about that. It makes no sense to yell at them for having that opinion, because then that just looks bad on me. If they want to think that way, they very much can think that way. Because I'm certain in the past I've probably said similar things about other people. I've probably had opinions like that in the past. I'm not going to discount that I've had opinions like that in the past. That, someone has made a mistake or said something about someone that I liked, and I've said, well, go fuck yourself. You don't deserve to be here. I'm certain I've said that in the past, but, it's a part of growing is you get older, you learn how to and how not to handle situations. And, it's not going to stop me from, now more than ever, I'm motivated to really kind of get back on track and start doing classes. Have you and I have the three of us start taking classes. I'm certain you miss taking classes.
I have, yeah.
And it is sad, because I think it's the same story for all of us. Vic Mignogna is the reason why Vic Mignogna was the man that made us go, we want to be voice actors. And
that's something I'm not ashamed to say is, I saw him at a panel on YouTube, and he was the reason why I wanted to be a voice actor. That I won't be ashamed about.
I watched one panel, which led into 3 panels, which led into watching every single panel I can find of his on YouTube. Panels with just him, panels with him, Todd Habercorn, J. Michael Tatum, Maxie Whitehead. When they were doing the Brotherhood panels back in the day and stuff like that.
From watching those panels, it led, I don't know about you, but it led me to start researching about this kind of career.
Well,
stepping stones.
My story is very unique in the sense that I was acting as a kid. I did commercials. I was going to be in a movie, but then they recasted it up in Canada because they had a budget cut and they couldn't afford to pay the actors down here. But towards the end, before I had to step away because of a very pushy parent, not my dad, my birth mother. I dabbled in voice acting. I auditioned for Ben 10. I auditioned for radio commercials, and things like that. I took a voice acting class back in the day, and it's one of those things where I've I knew about voice acting, and I felt very much in my in my element, because at the same time, my papa did radio. He grew up in radio. So being behind a microphone at a young age. It was like that kind of came natural to me. And then when I started doing that, I'm like, this feels more natural than having to look a certain way, having to be a certain way, having to fit a vision of somebody as far as how they look and stuff like that. It felt way more natural. And then after taking a few years away from acting and then seeing like a panel from Vic Mignogna, it reinvigorated that I if I'm ever going to get back into acting, I want to do this again. You know, and yeah, it's wild. So, is there anything else, or do we need to take a quick break?
I'm done.
You're done. All right. Let's take a quick break, specifically because of some of the emotion. We're gonna take a few minutes. We greatly appreciate you guys sticking in there. When we get back, we're gonna have the fun topics, I promise you. So let's yeah, we'll catch you guys in about 5 or 10 minutes. Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us as we kind of take our time here and take our time. So we're now going to be on to happier topics, better topics. I don't want to say better per se because they're
better because they're lighter.
They're very much more lighthearted topics. We got our snackums here. We got our shit posting. We got myself and May cosplaying Ryuji and Protag.
To be honored.
On the back of her phone. And we got some stuff that we want to talk about that are fun, happy times. Fun, good, happy times. Let me go to edit real quick because then we can show things like the comments and stuff again. So, let us talk about the biggest craze. Hey, Romano has coffee. There you go, my dude.
That's her reward for putting her son to sleep.
That is the reward, yeah.
That is her treat.
There you go.
Successfully put baby to sleep.
Now get coffee. So now that we've talked about all the serious stuff,
a kid to sleep is hard.
Let's talk about something that's way more confusing in my camp, but I think I'm confusing for anyone who's a fan of it. Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out.
Actually, Dad put him to bed.
Oh, there you go.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah, there you go. But Kingdom Hearts 3 came out to praise from fans and critics alike. May and Mira have both beaten the game, and we're going to spoil the game for you right now and go. No, I'm kidding. We are not going to be spoiling Kingdom Hearts.
Romano finished it. We can spoil it for her.
But for the...
I could sum it up, and it would be a major spoiler, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be considerate of everybody who's not.
Tears were shed. Cries happened.
It sucks they killed...
Confusion happened.
Sucks they killed Donald at the end of the game. Oh, actually, that doesn't suck. Donald's useless.
Jiminy was the real villain the whole time.
He was the one that manufactured the gummy phones, and he was the one that had everything happen. No, so Kingdom Hearts 3, you two have been waiting for this game for so long. You guys, the first week, beat the game. So, who wants to go first with what they thought of the game?
Okay, I got one.
May can go first, because she didn't talk that much during the whole Vic Mignogna discussion.
I will say, after Dream Drop Distance came out, honestly, my interest kind of dropped. Jimmy's the master.
He is.
My interest in it did drop, especially because there were so many games and I couldn't keep up, and I was like,
Did it dream drop?
What?
Did it dream drop?
Yesterday. So, you know, it wasn't until... because when they first announced Kingdom Hearts 3, like, the trailer and stuff, I mean, I watched it, I was like, okay, cool, it's interesting. It wasn't until... Let's all not be surprised at this part.
Let me guess, when they revealed Riku.
I was like...
There you go.
I was that meme, that dude meme. I was like...
No, you were that meme, and we were all like...
Yeah.
The Pikachu meme.
Oh, we're so surprised.
Because honestly, that's what happens with me in certain fandoms when I'm in them for so long. Like, after a while, sometimes my interest drops and I go on to other things for the time being. Mm-hmm. But no, as soon as Riku is revealed, I was like, okay. But then I still didn't pre-order it because I was like, yeah, I'll get it eventually, whatever, I don't really care. Yeah. It wasn't until I saw everybody get it, and I'm like, okay, I was having the, what's that, a FOMO.
The FOMO, yeah, the fear of missing out,
fear of missing out. So then, of course, the next day, I go to Walmart, I buy it.
They came in and clutch,
they did,
too,
because I was supposed to wait till Friday to get paid. I was like, I can't wait. I'm having severe FOMO. I'm really depressed because I'm having severe FOMO.
For those who don't know, FOMO means fear of missing out.
I mean, that shouldn't be a thing, but it is a thing with me.
The current social media age is really...
It's a first world problem.
Very much.
Yeah. For me, it was a big first world problem. I shouldn't be depressed at the fact I gotta wait, but I am. I'm having severe FOMO. So I went and got it. I didn't expect to beat it as fast as I did, especially because I work all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I'm gonna
you marathoned that on that Saturday and Sunday. Like, you were up late that Sunday. Yeah. You're like, you gotta work, dude. You're like, yeah, but I'm almost done with the game.
I know, yeah. I'll admit, I was tired the next day.
Hey, but was it worth it, though?
It was worth it.
Yeah. So what did you think of the game itself?
Oh, so good.
It's so good.
The graphics are beautiful. The music was so good. Now, okay, like everyone said, now that I beat it, now I understand the ending. Like the ending song, the Don't Think Twice. Yeah. When I said, oh, this fits in something like Persona. Now I understand it. After playing the game, listening to it, like I understand it.
You understand it all.
I also understand how the opening fits too.
Because Skrillex is actually in the game.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
Skrillex is an anagram.
He voices a character in the background, surely.
Skrillex is an anagram for killers. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But someone pointed that out.
Killers. Yeah, take the
Where
X
does
out.
the
and it's
X
kill.
fit in, though?
Well, the thing is, it's just like a nobody. Take the X out, rearrange it. It's killers.
But
he's the original Organization 13 because there's like 7 of them.
Yeah, I know.
I'll get to my rant in a little bit.
This is the true form of Xehanort.
It's Skrillex. Yeah, it's Skrillex.
He's got that sick hair and those glasses.
It drops those dank beats.
But yeah, the game was good, the music's good, the characterization's good. I loved every minute. I will admit there's some parts that to me were kind of slow, and I was just like, can I just get back to like the action?
Can I get back to Riku?
Yeah, that was me. I'm like,
that had to be hard for you.
Yeah, and then I was like getting antsy because I wanted to get back to like the Organization 13 story, and then every time I showed Maleficent and Pete, I was just like,
yeah, I'm kind of surprised. They're like,
yeah.
They were more in the background this time around.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't care about their plight this time. Like, I didn't too. That was like a big thing.
I'm going to say it because it's not even really a spoiler because the very beginning of the game they tell you they're looking for a black box.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Like, that's their point for the whole game. And they just keep randomly, periodically cutting to them like, yeah, still looking for that black box.
Like, this isn't the box. Let's go somewhere else. It's like,
this isn't the box.
What box are you looking for? What does this look like other than a big black box?
Robot says glory to Satan.
Yeah, it was really good, and it's the reason why I got back into the mobile game. I re-downloaded it.
You've been playing the mobile game.
I lost all my progress, though, from my other phone, so I had to start over. But that's okay, because I have a shit ton of Riku medals and 1 Terra medal, so life is pretty grand.
Talk about losing progress.
God, I was waiting to see what would happen, because like when the gameplay trailer started coming out, and they showed that there was like a 5th character slot that you could play in your party, and people were speculating, does this mean Riku's gonna be in your party this time? And I was just like, ooh, we were waiting, and then you get control of certain characters at certain points as you progress, and I'm just like, ooh. When that first time happened, I had to keep it down because like it was late at night. It was the very first night. He was watching me play it, and it got.
We had recorded the video, and then after we recorded the video,
when Riku first shows up, oh man,
oh man, Riku, oh man.
Wow, Tiger spoilers.
Spoiler alert: Kingdom Hearts 3 is the 14th game in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about losing your progress, and I'll get into this a little more because of my phone situation.
I feel bad for Dai though. She kept falling off the mountain in Frozen.
I'm not even to Frozen yet.
God.
She kept falling down. It's a struggle.
May share some chips. Here, have some. Here you go.
You gotta get here, Robot.
Come on over. We got the chips.
But no, it's like Arendelle was like one of the worst worlds. In terms of like where to go for
Arendelle,
shit.
that was Frozen, right?
Having to find the lucky emblems was a fucking nightmare.
Okay. So, I'm not a big fan of Frozen. I don't like the movie really, but the overall theme is so bumpin'. It really is. Like
I'll bring the cocaine. There you go.
I was like
that music is really good.
I would say that I was dancing to like the overworld theme and the battle music was good. I just don't really care for Frozen that much. And
the reason why I'm dreading Frozen is, sorry, big spoiler alert here, the whole Let It Go sequence is in the middle of that world.
Oh, and do you want to build a snowman in there too?
Are you kidding me?
No.
They were, well, because
they sing part
Anna's explaining what's going on to
Sora.
Sora.
Oh, that hurts.
And like they worked the song into her story. And I'm just like, that was a really awkward way to incorporate it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm upset because they didn't even do that for Tangled.
Robot's asking, he's bringing some hookers, wants to know how many.
But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do
I'm still sad they didn't do that for Tangled. I wish they did, because Tangled's one of my favorite Disney movies, and I love it.
I'm surprised they didn't do that song during, like, the whole Lantern thing.
Like,
if any of the songs would have worked, I'm surprised that wasn't there.
Yeah, but no, because Frozen is Disney's cash cow.
Yeah.
That's the movie that makes them money. That's why they'll put everything in there with Frozen. Alrighty.
I love that Nomura thought that was going to be the thing that people were going to be freaking out over.
They put You Got a Friend in Me, though, in Toy Story.
That was so good!
I just finished Toy Box, and, like,
you're in Corona right now.
I'm in Corona right now, and I'm hearing, like, when I was in Toy Box, I was just like, I never want to leave. And maybe, like, we've been quoting Toy Story, we're just like, we need to rewatch Toy Story, I need to rewatch Big Hero 6, we need to show her Tangled, because she's never seen it, and it's incredible.
Tangled gives you Flynn Rider.
It kind of looks like Matthew Mercer. I'm so glad Zachary Levi came back for Flynn Rider.
I'll say the Flynn Rider looks like Alvin from Zolia 2, which in turn could be Matthew Mercer because Matthew Mercer can be Alvin.
At Matthew Mercer, can you cosplay Flynn Rider?
I asked him that one time at a con. I said, well, I didn't ask him, but I told him, I said, I'm part of this group and we all agree that if you wanted to, you could pull off Flynn Rider.
Absolutely.
What about them fighting war?
Oh yeah, nobody loved you. Look like nobody loved you, and I literally looked at Mira.
You're hollower than any toy, and I'm just like, wow.
I literally looked at Mira. I'm like, fucking savage, bro. Oh my god.
We all know the best part about that is Ben Diskin.
Ben Diskin is just like it took me a while to realize. Oh yeah, that's still Ben Diskin.
Robot's like, you want to know what is a good movie though?
What is a good movie though? He says Tangled as shit, but you want to know what is a good movie though?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I was gonna actually give another Disney movie and say a movie that needs actual representation in Kingdom Hearts 4, and that's Princess and the fucking Frog.
Oh yeah.
Princess and the Frog is such a good movie.
I thought you were gonna give like a dumb answer and be like Dumbo.
Hey, Dumbo's cute.
I mean, Dumbo is cute.
No,
yeah.
it is cute, but I mean, like in the theme of like putting princess movies in there, it's like we'll have a dumb answer, like Dumbo.
I don't know how I feel about the live action Dumbo movie though. I'll be honest.
Danny DeVito's gonna be in it, so I'm sold.
Danny DeVito, that's the only good thing.
Which I'll tell you this. We didn't get any Danny DeVito in Kingdom Hearts 3, but
there's a reason.
We found out why, because apparently the Japanese seiyuu for Phil died, so they kept him quiet.
I knew it.
It's Rocky Horror.
I knew it.
It's Rocky Horror.
Told you guys. I know Rob.
Peach, Princess,
as soon as
and
we
Frog.
started talking about princess movies, like, you want to know what's a good movie?
Oh boy.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I was gonna be a derp and say Die Hard. That's the best Disney princess movie.
We asked me. Well, I gotta ask Miranda what she thought.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, you loved the game. You loved every bit of it.
I did.
Mira, it's gonna be no surprise
Big
ever.
Hero 6 is my jam.
Big Hero 6. I'm so excited to get to that
I
world.
gotta say that. Big Hero 6
Oh,
is
I'm
my
so
jam.
excited for that world.
I'm so glad they got Ryan Potter and everyone else back.
Except for Wasabi's actor.
They changed him? I thought they got him.
That's a different actor.
Really?
But the thing is, he's damn good though, right?
Yeah, that makes me sad.
So Greg, watch Rocky Horror.
Okay, we'll do.
Let's do the time warp again, okay?
Alrighty.
But
I'll learn how to be a sweet transvestite. Absolutely.
But anyway.
So Mira, what did you think of Kingdom Hearts 3? And you can't spoil why you were crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but...
No, don't. I don't want...
But why?
You could. You could spoil Kingdom Hearts 3, but why? Why would you spoil Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah.
Because the only other person in this chat that's in here, like, they've already beaten the game and Robot doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, okay. we may have turned off comments because of the whole Vic discussion.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But anyway. So what did you think of Kingdom Hearts 3?
I waited so fucking long for this game and I'm so happy.
You're...
Her waiting a long time was basically equivalent to me waiting for 15.
Yeah.
To both of you, really, waiting for 15.
Well, I was the one that was doubtful about 15. I'm like, Versus is never coming out.
After a while, he gave up on it. He's like, no, it's never coming in. I was like, no.
I was like, because it's been silent for so long, and I know
Versus
Vaporware,
didn't happen, but we got Verum Rex.
Verum Rex! I need Verum Rex as a fucking game. Holy shit.
But yeah, I was like, no, 15 is going to come. I know it's going to come. I'm going to wait and hope.
It came out, and you loved it.
I did.
I loved it, too. 15
I'm
was
sad
awesome.
they canned the rest of it, though. No more DLC.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Miranda, you loved it.
You loved it.
You waited a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What are your thoughts?
I have food in my mouth. Hang on.
I feel like you've made some mistakes right now.
But that is not one of them. I'm just so glad that a lot of like characters that we've seen before came back.
Oh yes. I can't change the spoiler, but
Speaking of not spoiling things.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel like we need to do a separate video just talking spoilers about the fucking game.
I'm fucking ready for this. I've been living for this for the past week.
You ready for this? Yeah, you're ready.
But yeah, no, just like there were so many things that were like making me cry at like 3 a.m. as I'm trying to keep it down and finish the game.
And I'm trying to sleep, yeah.
And I fell asleep.
Wait till March 1st.
Oh man.
Why March 1st?
probably statute of limitations for spoilers.
Because a month is already out, and it'll give people time to
Tag your
play.
fucking spoilers is what Keita said.
And then there's me, who is a 6-month person rule. Like, after 6 months...
I would say the 6-month rule is probably what I'm going to do for
That's me.
Kingdom
After
Hearts
6
3,
months, it's like, it's no old
So
bars
in
anymore.
6 months, I'll be able to spoil the fact that Donald's actually an evil bitch that won't heal you. Oh wait, that's not a spoiler. He's like that in every game.
He can now. You can change the settings.
He hasn't been so far.
You gotta change the settings in your options.
I know.
Because I did that too. And he finally
I know.
I didn't change anything, and he was healing me.
Really? Yeah, I had to change it because otherwise he wouldn't heal me for shit.
Like, surprisingly, he
because
kept
I
doing it.
remember I brought up Colin's status of wow, Donald actually heals you, and in a discussion that was just as controversial as the Vic Mignogna situation going on right now, half the people were screaming saying yes, he's finally healing you, and the other side was saying you're a fucking liar, Colin, and you need to reevaluate your life. He's never healed me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, shit's getting real in the Kingdom Hearts fan.
That was me after I changed settings. Then he actually healed me.
He actually healed, yeah.
I want donuts.
We have donuts.
Oh yeah, come on over. Have some
We have
donuts.
like, what, 2 or 3 left?
Yeah, because I ate most of them.
That was me with the other donuts, because we had chocolate donuts, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want fucking chocolate.
I saw that.
And
And donuts are across town. Damn.
I don't ever eat chocolate donuts, but you guys know.
Right.
If I do, it's very rare. But anyway, what do you think of it so far, Greg? Because I know you've only played the first game.
So,
And a little bit of
okay,
two.
And a little bit of 2, yeah.
I'm about to rant about how stupid the stories of Kingdom Hearts really are.
They're not supposed to make sense.
It's not stupid, it's just confusing.
Even people who've played the games agree they're confusing.
Makes no
It
goddamn
doesn't make
sense.
sense.
Yo, I'm sitting there, and so
How am I supposed to get there if I ain't gonna go across town for donuts?
Well, you'll figure it out.
Do you think Rob will ever one day hang out with us? Like, I've always wondered.
I think legitimately there will be one day.
If we're closer to him, maybe. He's
I'd
not going to
have-
make the effort to come out here.
No.
Hey, I'd make the drive to go get him. Fuck it.
But
I'd
I
make
don't
the
think he
drive
wants
to
you
go
to come get him.
No,
yeah.
no drive to San Burrito.
Yeah. But anyway, Greg, so you played the first
I
game.
played the first game.
You beat it.
I as frustrated as I got at points, I very much enjoyed it. I loved what I come on over, Greg. I loved what I played of 2. I'm gonna straight up say the Organization 13 story is infinitely more interesting than any of the shit in Kingdom Hearts 1. And Kingdom Hearts 1 had a
Let's get some
fun
Mexican.
story. There you go. I'm so down for Mexican food. Mexican food, man. It's like that would be awesome. It was like Kingdom Hearts 1 story isn't bad, but the whole idea of like the nobodies in Organization 13, that is such a crazy way to kind of build that shit. You know, the whole idea of these are people that weren't supposed to exist, but now have come together to try to fully exist. It's like that's a wild abstract concept that I fucking love. And then I played the beginning part of Birth by Sleep, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could have played more because Terra's really hot, and so is Aqua, and this little boy needs to be protected.
This little boy.
I know it's Ventus, but I was like,
This
little boy
this
Ventus.
little boy Ven.
Little boy Ven needs to be protected at all
I
costs.
was just like, what are you going to say about my son?
That's what Tara and Aqua would agree with you.
Right, they'll be like, yeah, protect that boy at all
Protect our
costs.
little brother, as we say.
Basically.
Nothing will ever happen to him.
You're funny.
Are you sure about that, guys? Nothing.
One game later,
Nothing.
Terra's now Terranord, Ventus is asleep,
Nothing
and Aqua's
will-
in darkness. Everything was okay.
Summary of Birth by Sleep. Nothing will ever happen to these 3. Never happen.
Basically.
Yeah.
Cries and simple and clean.
The thing is, like, even if you played the other games, you know something bad's gonna happen to them because they don't appear in the very first game.
Darkness.
But me,
Darkness imprisoning me.
but
God damn it.
me being ignorant, it's like, no, everything will be okay.
Maybe it'll be a happy ending this time.
Maybe they're just off somewhere that's nice and happy and away from this nonsense. Oh,
Maybe
wait,
they're having
no.
a vacation. What are you talking
a
about?
very long vacation.
No, it's like, maybe they're having a vacation. Immediately flashes to, looks like my summer vacation is over. Cries in nobody.
Well, my favorite thing was at the beginning of 3 when Sora's like, it ain't gonna be a vacation. I'm like, well, has it ever been a vacation, bros?
Could have.
Yeah. But anyway.
PTSD from 2.
So, my knowledge of Kingdom Hearts is very limited. But, you know, what I have played of Kingdom Hearts, I have loved. It's the Mickey Mouse House Club. Come inside, it's darkness inside.
I tried rolling up a new character.
His stats are 5, 6, 9, 17, 7, 9. Oh, that's bad.
Put your 17 in Constitution and put the lower ones in everything.
5 in intelligence.
Make an interesting character.
5 in intelligence. There you go. But anyway.
Hello, Grog.
Hello, Greg. Oh, man, I miss Vox Machina. That's a different topic.
I do too.
So I'm not super familiar with the full story of Kingdom Hearts, but what I have played of Kingdom Hearts, I mean, even in my damn, my DM would have you reroll half of those numbers.
Oh yeah.
We got a story about D&D that we'll get
Coming
to.
up later.
Okay,
Coming up later. So, but the thing is that, like, I played one, and even the parts that were difficult, I liked playing it. I liked the crossover shit with it. 2, what I played of it was fucking infinitely better. You want to know why? 2 words. Reaction commands. Holy fucking shit. Oh, and the other reason? Skip cutscenes.
There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart.
Submit. Oh my. Okay, I'm not gonna say it because it's a huge
Kingdom Hearts, fill me with the power of darkness.
Stop it. I remember trying to beat this game for over a year and a half, and I was like,
I can't say it because it's a huge. They might be dying to the Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah, they did.
It's a
Hey, here, hold on. I'm gonna do something. Podcast is about to go really silent for a moment. These dice fucking suck. They need to go in a dice jail. Anyway, so I'm gonna go quiet really quick. You tell us verbally what happened.
Okay, so.
Okay, so we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We muted
purposely
on purpose.
cut it out because May wanted to talk about a spoiler that's related to Kingdom Hearts 3.
May is being spoilery, Romaine.
Yeah.
Romaine.
The Romaine letters. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's wild to think about. Yeah, we purposely cut the audio so
now I have to replay 3 just so I can piece it all back together.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Greg to finish 3 so I can go back and replay 3.
But anyway, so, like...
So you can get the post.
I've liked what I've played, like, of the Kingdom Hearts series. And if you want me to be honest, now more than ever, I'm wanting to go back and play Birth by Sleep. Finally play through all of 2. You know, stuff like that. You know,
save yourself a suffering. Don't play Chain of Memories.
No, I'm not going to deal with a shitty fucking card game. I'm not going to deal with that.
358 2 days.
I'm getting.
Is 358 over 2 days on the HD collection?
Yes. She has it. I just have it right now.
Because okay,
because she's borrowing it.
So I'll get into you know I the reason why I decided
2 days is about roses.
Ew.
Shut up.
No, we all know the best organization member is. I was gonna have
Demix.
I was gonna be okay. I like that.
I was
gonna
gonna
have a derpy answer, but I'm just gonna be legit.
I was gonna joke and say it was Lexius.
It's Zexion.
Zexion?
I like Zexion.
Ienzo.
Oh,
Yes,
you mean the guy that I found out that basically.
Dem.
So
yes.
I basically found out that
Dance.
Ienzo / Zexion for the whole entirety of every game he's been in is voiced by the original English voice actor for Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? That's incredible.
No,
we've come a long way.
No Dance Water Dance.
No, the worst member is fucking Luxord because he annoys the shit out of me since 2.
Oh my god.
Luxord annoys me.
Who's the lesbian?
Oh,
Larxene.
Yeah.
She's not really a lesbian.
Robbie Damon?
No.
No.
There was a Tuxedo Mask before Robbie Damon.
We're talking 90s Sailor Moon, not Robbie Damon.
Oh,
man, what if Robbie Damon was in Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, man, if he was, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, Ray was in Kingdom Hearts.
And so was Max.
Yeah.
And so was Max. Where's Robbie?
So was Matthew Mercer.
Oh, that's right.
And Travis.
You're a lesbian, Greg.
You are a lesbian, Greg.
Robbie, where are you?
Yeah, right. Okay, so... All I heard was Tuxedo Mask and
He'll be in 4.
Yeah, Robbie Damon will be in Kingdom Hearts 4.
I mean,
the search. Oh,
Verum Rex is like a XP.
He could voice the pro tag from Verum Rex.
Oh man. Yeah. So
I want that DLC to happen.
the reason why I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 is because FOMO. I was missing. No, I'm kidding. No.
Also that, yes.
I mean,
a tiny bit.
The thing is that it was less of, man, I'm missing out. It was more of a, man, I wish I had just hunkered down and played more of these games. Then I found out, and this is where I start bitching and complaining, about the memory archives. And I'm like, oh, for idiot... And it's in the Kingdom Hearts video that we did. It's for idiots.
For dummies.
You're a lesbian,
It's for
Greg.
idiots like me who haven't played many of the games, or even for people who don't remember the story. I'm like, oh, okay, I can just watch these memory archives, and then I'll be at least caught up with a very, very simplistic, basic story. I am even more confused now than I was before. Oh, man. Oh.
All right, Seneca, calm down.
At that point, you just go on YouTube and find someone who's done videos. There's so many people who's covered.
That's what I told him. I was like, go find a summary on YouTube.
If the memory archives have taught me anything, it is Riku was in Bird Box. It was that Shion shouldn't have existed.
Yep.
It is that Axel's hot.
Yes.
Very
I'm starting
much
to think
so.
it's me and not my dog.
Axel's hot, yes.
Axel's very attractive.
Quentin
Quentin Flynn does a really good job voicing him.
Yes, he does.
Although you hear some of the dialogue in 35802 and the very brief dialogue from 2, and you're just like, ooh, voice acting's come a long way.
Yes, it has.
Not Quentin Flynn's fault. It's
I've done
directing.
YouTube for cutscenes.
But yeah, it has come a long way.
And
Axel is very hot.
Literally.
He's lit.
He's quite literally. He's like,
I'm
ooh.
so flattered.
And what's the other thing you've learned? I want to know.
That Axel's hot. That's the other thing.
That's the two things we know.
I learned Axel's hot and Axel's really hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
and in one they had some really bad fashion sets.
And Sora's shoes are fucking stupid.
And Riku's got parachute pants.
Oh.
Like, literally, you could put Riku upside down and jump off a plane and his pants go...
Hold me, Riku!
Hold me, Riku. Literally, hold me.
Reese says, you mean quite literally?
God damn it. But no, so what I learned was... God, like... I was literally sitting there. I watched the memory archives twice one night, and then the next night I watched it again before I started the game.
Did it still not make sense?
I literally said, this is JRPG Metal Gear with how stupid this story is. Oh my fucking god. So it's like, I was like... I'm
good, no?
I'm literally sitting... Well, I'm talking like this is me getting ready for it. I'm literally sitting there, I'm like, okay, am I losing my mind? And then you were just like, no, everyone who's a fan of Kingdom Hearts agrees the story is fucking insane with how ridiculously dumb it is. It's like, all you need to know is there's darkness, and then there's this, and then there's
light.
that.
There's dark and light.
There's darkness and there's light. And then I got angry playing the game when apparently one of the big things of Dream Drop Distance is there's the real Organization 13, and then there's another Organization 13 that was the one from 2, and then the real one's like time traveling, and I'm like,
yeah,
what the actual fuck?
That I missed because I never finished Brick by Zero.
I literally felt like Patrick Seitz in that clip.
I never got to play Dream Drop.
Because for what
That's it. Guys, how does one roll?
You grab the dice, you shake it in your hand,
Honestly,
and you throw it
for
on
what
the
I
table.
played though, Dream Drop I liked it a lot. It was good, but I just never finished it.
That being
so the story was like
So that being said, regardless of how dumb the story can get, I do have some critiques about it.
Of course.
I'm noticing it a lot in Tangled. The disconnect between the Kingdom Hearts characters and the movie characters. Because, like, in Olympus, you're very much involved with everybody. In Hercules. Twilight Town, that's an original place, you know. And then the whole thing with Remy is pretty fun. Toy Box is very much involved in its own story. I've gotten to Corona, and basically they're just retelling a Cliff Notes version of the movie with the Kingdom Hearts characters interspliced, and I'm gonna, like, I won't lie, part of it takes me out a little bit. I mean, it's not enough to say that it's garbage, trust me. It's just one of those things where I've noticed it, because what I remember from 1, when I played of 2, when I played Birth by Sleep and stuff like that, it says like they wove in new stories in these worlds, and to see them very much, and like I said, I'm fairly certain what I've heard is like OG Pirates pulled from the older movies, you know. So like this isn't new, but I feel the disconnect in a sense. So I am noticing that.
Oh, I can see where you're coming from, because especially like with certain ones like Toy Story, because Nomura even said like certain worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 is taking place between certain movies. Tangled was its own movie, and also for the fact that they took out some stuff from that movie from the world. There's certain things like Miranda hasn't seen the movie, so she's not gonna know. but you and I have seen it. Like, when you play it, you'll know exactly what parts they took out.
I even told him, like, when I played how it started out, and he's like, oh, so they're starting from this point in the movie? And I was like...
Yeah, because, like, you're literally starting from when he's running into the tower. Like, no, there's all this setup waiting to, like, explain why he is the way he is.
When it's a very, like, brief thing, the brief bit of dialogue that happens, but before you get there, that happened. And then when Sora and them get there, it goes to Flynn falling out of the tree. And you're just like, oh, wow, we skipped a lot.
Yeah, because especially, like, when I have you...
Using Greg's technique to roll. Man, he got some good rolls. Nice. I mean, he's got the 9, but the 9 doesn't...
That's an 8, I think.
That's an 8.
Is that 8? Well, sorry, it looked how far back it's like.
But,
my DM would have you re-roll the 8.
Yeah, when you see the movie, like, there's certain parts in the... Because I don't want to really spoil the world. There's some parts they took out of that world, and when I watched it, and I watched the game, I was like... This feels weird.
It feels weird,
It doesn't feel like it flows well.
It doesn't
because I've seen the movie,
well,
I know. Now, like, in the case of, like, Big Hero 6, Nomura said exactly where it falls in the timeline for Big Hero 6. That's why it flows. Same with Toy Box, because it goes in a certain spot. Frozen, it did work. I mean, it felt weird when Elsa started singing. I was like, well...
I walked in when she was doing the singing, I literally... like, I'm walking away.
Yeah, I was like how they didn't even bat an eye. They're like, oh, they're singing, whatever.
My thing is like, Let It Go was fine. It was when they tried to weave in, do you want to build a
snowman?
That was the most awkward thing ever.
They're like sitting there and she starts singing and I'm like...
Because like Anna's telling the story...
The fuck this bitch on about? Goddamn.
Because like Anna's telling the story of what the whole like disconnect between her and Elsa is, how they drifted apart, all this shit.
Right, yeah.
And like you hear like her part of the song in the background as she's telling the story to Sora. And then at the very end of the song, she sings it to Sora. Out of nowhere. And I'm just like, this is the weirdest part of this world so far.
Sora's just too nice for his own good. He won't even say it's just weird.
Everyone has flaws except Rob. Rob is perfect.
So Tangled, I'm feeling that kind of weird disconnect.
Yeah.
And I'm certain I'm gonna feel it in Frozen and stuff like that. I've also heard 100 Acre Wood is super rushed and not
It
good.
is. Like
I hear that like
you only go there once.
Yeah, I only went for the Lucky Animals, but yeah, apparently a lot of people were disappointed because in the original games, like especially
100 Acre Wood was super involved.
In
2,
that's where a majority of the things you fill out in the journal are
even in 1, just like all the shit you had to do in 1 in 100 Acre Wood.
1 and 2, like they're really involved.
Well, because like 2, the pages got torn out and you needed to collect them.
Collect the 100 Acre Wood pages.
But definitely in 3, I'm really sad that they just put one central thing in there. Like, do some mini games, okay, you're done.
Yeah,
which made me sad because like people that were playing 3, like when it came out, some people even said, "Oh yeah, I miss 100 Acre Wood entirely. I didn't even go."
I will say, I think I'm with the majority of people. I really wish there were Kingdom or Final Fantasy characters in 3.
I'm gonna say it like Nomura has said the reason why they're not in there is he felt like that this story can hold up on its own without him. But the thing is, it's just
and there's ways too many characters to
tie it together. Part of the appeal of Kingdom Hearts was you had Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters.
To be fair, Winnie the Pooh is just a collection of stories, so they can't do much with them.
I just wish, from what I've heard from people, that they wish it was more involved.
They added Lumpy. I thought that was cute.
Lumpy was adorable.
The elephant guy. The British elephant.
That's friends with Rue.
My big thing is, it would have been... I'm going to straight up say this just because I've been playing other games. It would have been nice to have a nod to 15.
Yeah!
It would have been nice to have a nod to 13. I'll even say this. I would like to have a little nod to 14. Can you imagine if you went into Twilight Town and, like, you see Thancred and, like, Ishtola there, and it's like you could just chat with them and, like, do little side quests with them? Like, that would have been cool.
We did have a nod to characters we've already seen. It was just like a very brief reminder.
At the beginning of the game.
Because there was Zack.
Did you know in Twilight Town they mentioned like, where Cypher? Did you ever get that, Miranda?
Cypher is also in 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, but like,
I did.
There, so
I
they
did
made mention, like, oh yeah, Cypher's not here. He's off somewhere to make nod to the fact there's no Final Fantasy. I felt empty not seeing him.
Not seeing him.
And
there's also no Vivi.
Yeah, I felt empty seeing no Cloud, no Squall, or what Leon, whatever. No Squall, no Yuffie, no Sid. I felt so empty.
Loved Yuffie in Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, Yuffie was so great.
I just felt empty without seeing them there.
Yeah.
We were all like, super buddies.
Yeah, there was no Sephiroth battle.
You don't like Sephiroth, so it doesn't matter.
I don't, but
but he wants to kick his ass anyway.
I want to kick his ass because he's fucking greasy as shit, and I hate him.
But that's how I felt, like, playing it, and I was like, really wish that. I mean, Nomura said that if people ask enough, he'll put him back in. But I just. Verum Rex, I guess, is a Final Fantasy.
My thing is just like there were already all the different characters in the other Kingdom Hearts games that were coming together, and even the mobile game got referenced in there.
It did. Yeah,
that was nuts.
That's what made
There's a lot of characters referenced from other Kingdom
Hearts.
Yeah.
After I beat it, I was like, okay, now I gotta go back to the mobile game.
But it was just like, I feel like if they had put in the Final Fantasy characters, it would have been way too bogged down.
I can see.
Because there's a lot of storylines being finished. There's a lot of characters meeting each other.
Yeah, I just really wish there were Final Fantasy. I really wanted them in there.
Even if it's not prior characters, like having some nods to some newer characters would have been nice too. Like, imagine for example, like you can do some like information missions with Hope, or imagine Hope is with like Yenzo and stuff like that. That would have been cool.
Or can you imagine getting like selfie tips from Prompto?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been missed opportunity.
Or like Ignis cooking in the kitchen with Remy.
Oh, that would have. Oh my god! Now I wish that would have been. I wish that would have happened. Or if not Hope with like Ienzo. Oh god, what's her name from 14? That's with Papa Limo all the time. Yida. Yeah. Imagine Yida being with like Ienzo and them, like working on shit. Like that would have been cool.
Once you eventually get through 14, you'll see why that would be weird.
Or like Lightning training with Cloud.
Oh, so a female version of Black
Exactly.
Cloud,
They're
right?
fighting each other. It would have been great.
Well, because I mean, you gotta think about it. Because like Cloud was a former soldier.
Yeah.
Lightning was.
They even said Lightning is pretty much a female version of Cloud. They did say that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not like she's gonna be going and like fulfilling her purpose like she did in 13.
Oh, yeah.
She'd probably just be training or something shit like Cloud.
Yeah. But anyway, so like there are those, and then the one thing I will also agree with is that this definitely still feels like a PS2 era game. I feel like
in a good way.
Well, it's not bad. Sometimes though it is distracting because like you do a fight and then it fades to black and then there's a cutscene and then you go into another fight. You do that fight, cuts to black. Then there's a cutscene and then a loading screen. That's very much PS2 era.
You're a PS2 era game. Wow.
But the thing is, just like, I'm going to say, some people have said that's why the game isn't great. What I'm going to say is, like, there's a weird nostalgia to it. Like, I'm noticing it, but it's not taking away from the fun I'm having with the game. So it's like, even with, like, kind of, like, how convoluted the story is, missing the Final Fantasy characters and things like 100 Acre Wood, from what I've heard, not being that great. The thing is just like, that being said, this is absolutely the most beautifully animated Kingdom Hearts. This gameplay is the cleanest it has ever been in Kingdom Hearts. The gameplay is fun. People have been complaining that it's too easy, which I would say, for idiots like me that want to get through the story, I'm so glad the difficulty is not as hard.
I went to standard.
And people are like, yeah, Proud Mode's not even that hard either. And I'm just sitting there like, okay,
cool. Hey,
you know
everybody
what?
Like, this is a children's game.
It's because everybody's whining because all the other games had critical mode and this one does not have it. So that's why everyone's whining.
My biggest thing is I definitely feel like the reason why it's easier than prior games is there's a lot of hype building up to the game. There's going to be a lot of people, which is probably why they have the memory archives. There's a lot of people who are coming into this game who haven't played a lot, if any, of the games. You got to think, there are going to be people that were like your guys' age when you first started playing Kingdom Hearts that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be their first game. Mm-hmm. So it's like they're going to play Kingdom Hearts 3. And then they're going to
try and backtrack because
they're like, oh, yeah, because they're going to try to play these other games. So it's like, you got to think like 10 to 12-year-olds are going to see this game and they're going to play it and they're going to be like, yo, this shit's rad, dude. And then just like go back and play the other games. So like,
or just for people that aren't good at video games, like it gives them an easy way to play the game
seriously,
without feeling dumb.
I don't feel like the game being easier is a detriment to the game. I get it. People want a challenge. I understand that. People can have yeah. But my thing is that, like, you got
people who were, like, 4 when KH1 came
Yeah,
out.
it's like, but it's one of those things where,
yeah, because I'll say real quick, my sister Caitlin, she asked for Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't think she's ever played the other games. I think she's only played 1. I have never seen her play 2. I've never seen her play the other ones. So she's going to be one of those younger generation that's really playing 3.
I think lowering the difficulty for a lot of the people that, like, it makes the barrier of entry easier, And I can praise Nomura and his team for doing that. Because, like, it allows for people like me who haven't played the games in a long time. And honestly, I will say, I'm a little bitch baby who thought Kingdom Hearts 1 got ridiculously hard by the end.
The camera angles didn't help.
Well, I was also playing it in 2010, 2011 for the first time. Yeah. But, it was, it's like, I enjoy the fact that it's easier and that I could just have fun with. The gameplay flows so well. The new shit they added so fun. It's the gameplay is easily some of the most satisfying in an action RPG I've had in a long time. If you want me to be honest, as much as I love 15, I did have issues with some of the warping shit and some of the battle system in 15. And I play this game and I'm just like, oh my god, like it's fun. The flow motion combat is a lot of fun to do. The game plays really well and it's very satisfying and fun. I'm going to straight up say this, Toy Box right now is my favorite world. Toy Box was so much fun. I'm excited.
When you couldn't find the vent?
What? Well, okay.
Greg is youngest, so I'll hang out with him.
Oh.
Well, when I realized where I needed to go, I was just like, okay, there was some confusion on where to go and stuff like that. Like, well, you need to find the vent system, and they did mention that, so whatever.
Aesthetically, though.
Oh my god, Toy Box was so nostalgic. Because I remember seeing Toy Story when I was like fucking 2-3 years old.
Oh, that's
God,
I was gonna say, I was 6.
Yeah, it came out in 1990. I was 2 years old when it came out. It was in 1995.
Wait, 95? Really?
I thought it was 95, yeah.
I thought it was 97.
No.
It was 95.
97,
Really?
97 was like Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I was 4 then.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it was like 95 was Toy Story 1 and like
later.
96, 97.
Greg, let's eat burritos the size of our
And
arm.
now
Let's do it.
Toy Story 4 is coming out.
Toy Story 4 is going to be coming out, which, I don't know.
Mine.
I'm also going to say,
You could make 4.
Woody and Buzz's sounded like voice actors for Kingdom Hearts sound so good. Yes. Like they're specifically Buzz's voice actor for this game. Like that's not Tim Allen.
Or the fact that they got Tom's brother to voice.
Yeah, Tom Hanks' brother is the one who voices Woody. So it's like that's awesome. And then from what I heard of Pirates World, that shit has gotten infinitely better voice acting.
Except Elizabeth, she got a lot cringier.
Hey, can't
well, Elizabeth
that.
herself wasn't that okay. Hot take
Keira
here.
Knightley was good.
Hot take though.
Greg didn't like Keira Knightley.
Hot take though. I always hated Elizabeth. I always thought she was cringy and.
I mean, the character is cringy, yes, but Elizabeth, as Keira Knightley as Elizabeth, did good. It's just the writing, I think, for Elizabeth.
I guess I've just never been a big fan of Keira Knightley.
I think it's just the writing for her.
I prefer
made
Orlando
it really
Bloom.
bad. Orlando Bloom.
But
yeah, Crispin Freeman's Will Turner's. I
mean, as soon as I heard it, I was like, that's Crispin Freeman.
That Crispin, my dude!
Back for Will Turner.
Jack got a lot better.
They got somebody else.
Yeah,
for
it's
Jack.
a different person.
Oh, they did.
They switched his voice actor for 3.
Yeah.
I thought you had told me it's the same dude.
I thought it was the same dude.
I read apparently
but
somewhere, yeah, they got someone else, and a lot of people say
it's more like Pirates of shit.
They said that the voice actor for 3 is a lot better for Jack. But,
yeah, so it's like I'm excited for that. I'm excited because of Carrie, who's the guy that took over for Wasabi.
Wasabi, yes.
The reason why Mira and I are excited is his Wasabi's voice actor. He guested on Critical Role. His character is.
And he's also in The Walking Dead.
He's also in The Walking Dead, but his character in Critical Role is named Shikasta, and he's literally just the smoothest blind motherfucker you've ever seen. It's just like, dude. And when I found out it was him that took over for Wasabi, I'm like, oh shit, baby, that's nice. Because that's how he voiced his character in Critical Role. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy for that. That's awesome. I'll say this. The chick they got to play Rapunzel, I know it's not me anymore. She's really good, though. Like, her playing of that character still very much feels like Rapunzel, and I love it. Also, Zachary Levi is the fucking best. But aside from some of the critiques that I have of Kingdom Hearts 3, I definitely can feel. Some people will argue this. I'm going to argue against it. I can feel that there was a lot of time put into this game. Like, even with some of the shortcomings of the game, there's still a lot of work that was put into this game, and I think it's very satisfying. And if I'm having a lot of fun and feeling like it's worth it, I can only imagine the vast majority of Kingdom Hearts fans is like they're going
Pizza Hut. Oh my god.
Don't distract me with Pizza Hut, my dude. But yeah, it's like I'm having a fucking blast with this game, and it's a lot of fun.
So real quick,
did you bring it up to share with the class?
So I don't know if it's because this was back on the PSP era or because I had nostalgia goggles. The gameplay or the battle systems for Birth by Sleep is really clunky. Like I'm replaying it, and I was like, was it really always?
I think it's just transferring it to a different console.
And I know it was in the PSP era. They just what is the word I'm looking for? They remastered it.
They remastered it.
It just
restored
it. It feels clunky on the PS4 to me. I think it's because it was on the PSP. I know the PSP.
We're not a communist nation.
The PSP, it had limited. Like I don't know if you guys ever owned a PSP, but like the interface is really limited. Like you only have certain buttons and you only have certain trigger buttons. So you had to work with what you had on there.
It feels weird not opening a chest with triangle.
Yeah, that's the thing that threw me off because I did it. I was playing as
but
Tara.
the communists have the music.
I did triangle to open the chest. It activated one of my commands, and I was like, "Oh,
like right, it's X."
So it
feels weird.
It feels weird. I mean, I still like it. Birth by Sleep's still one of my favorites. That too, and I think
you can still love it and have your criticisms.
Yeah, I feel like Birth by Sleep is really clunky. Its battle system on here because it was made for the PSP.
Yeah.
Would I like them to make it eventually for the PS4 like remaster? Oh yeah, definitely. But I know they're probably not.
I'm gonna say this: if they ever remastered Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII,
oh yeah.
The thing is just like. I remember I loved playing it on your PSP, but if they were to remaster it, I bet you I would have the same complaint because I bet you would feel clunky on a current.
Yeah. You know, it's a perfect game.
Soul Calibur, Fallout,
not Fallout 76.
Oh,
Fallout 4 because Matthew Mercer's in it.
Hey, but, there you go.
And he's legal in that game.
Yeah, he's legal. He's not 10 years old. Otherwise, yeah, I still like Fallout New Vegas.
There you go.
Liam Neeson? Is
Liam Neeson?
No, Liam Neeson's in 3.
Oh,
Matthew Perry's in New Vegas.
That's right.
Oh, okay. God. Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, Birth by Sleep is still one of my favorites. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, like, the few things in Kingdom Hearts 3 that I thought was really good. The transition to the battles.
Yeah,
that was actually really cool. Yeah,
because before it used to do the black loading screen and then the battle happened, but it just transitions right into the fight.
That was really
I've noticed a lot of games now is right from the start. I noticed a lot of games nowadays they're doing that because I think they're saying people like I don't want to wait for the battle, yada yada yada. This is not a complaint for Kingdom Hearts. This is a complaint for DMC 5. You cannot plus cutscenes. If you press start, it skips them.
Rip.
We'll get into DMC 5 in just a moment.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 3 was really good. The secret ending was confusing as fuck until I looked up a thing that translated it and that made me understand it. It's good. I wish Verum Rex was real.
I want Verum Rex to be real, yeah. I want to play that game hardcore.
I like Riku.
But yeah, it's like
May wants to suck Riku's dick.
I do.
But it's like there's the transitions to the fighting, the wall climbing.
Oh, that's the best part! It's so fun!
No longer do we have to just jump onto things to get up higher. We can just climb the wall like
that parkour shit is so fun.
Exploring more of Twilight Town.
Yes, thank you. I'm with you.
My favorite.
Even like the areas that you couldn't go into, just the fact that they put more detail into Twilight Town and really that cool, like every single bit of dialogue in there is spoken. There is no speech bubble anymore.
I love
That's
that.
in the whole game. The whole game. Every single line of dialogue.
Except for one part that's a spoiler related thing, and I'm not going to say.
But it's like every single line is spoken. Yeah, every single line is spoken, and like I love that. Like they modernized that. That was really cool.
Yeah. You have to remind me afterwards because I don't remember where.
And then like my final thing is just like when you go to certain areas, there's other characters that you can control.
Oh yeah, that was actually really cool.
Like, granted, there's, like, a few of them that you do that with, but one in particular, you do it more than once. There's one character, you control them just one time, but even then, that scene is pretty fucking great.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have fucking up to 5 people in your party.
That was actually really cool.
That's the power of PS5. Oh, are you guys hearing the rumors about PS5 now?
Oh, yeah.
The backwards compatible thing?
There's more stuff coming out now about PS5. But anyway.
Oh.
That's for another time.
We'll have to talk about it in another podcast.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you...
Just gameplay related, those are, like, the things that I really liked about 3 that they improved on.
I'll definitely say this. Are we done with the Kingdom Hearts discussion?
Yes.
Because I want to talk about the other game that I'm really hyped for.
Resident Evil 2.
I mean, I want to play Resident Evil 2.
T.
Yes.
Mr. T.
Is that his name?
I don't know what his name is.
I don't know that... Okay, have you seen those videos in Resident Evil 2 where Leon's getting chased by that big dude in a trench coat? Yeah, there's this dude. I don't know if his name's Mr. T or something, but
Mr. T.
Yeah. But yeah, there's this guy. That's why it's so spooky, because this guy's chasing you everywhere. He can climb up ladders. He can it's crazy.
But I'll tell you what I am really excited for, and we just put the video out on Friday for it, and that is Devil May Cry 5. Oh my god. And then, even better, Ruben Langdon's going to be at Ronin Expo, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm excited.
He signed my manga years ago.
I remember you saying that.
And so did Virgil's voice actor. I have
both
copies signed by them. Daniel Southworth.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't remember his last name.
I don't know if he's reprised his role as Virgil, though. Apparently, Virgil's supposed to be in this game. That's what they're saying.
I want to say there was talk that he was coming back.
Did you know, apparently now it's been confirmed after all these years, Nero is in fact Virgil's son. That was like a big debate back then.
Oh,
yeah,
shit!
It's been confirmed in like an
Tag your spoilers,
is that Nero is indeed Virgil's son.
Man.
And I was like, what? Because that was a big thing back when 4 came out. We're like, what?
Who the fuck is this Nero guy?
Yeah. Who is he? How does Virgil have a son? Apparently, yes, Nero is Virgil's son, so that's Dante's nephew.
That's fucking wild. But no, when we played that demo is all sorts of fucking wild. Okay, I think it's because, and God,
it's not on sale anymore. DMC 4.
Rip. I was gonna forget. I missed snarky B horror film dialogue styled over the fucking top Devil May Cry. Because when we played the reboot, which is honestly god awful, and I have yet to have someone explain why the reboot.
She just spits on the floor.
I have yet to have someone explain why the reboot was good, other than saying that, well, it was different from any other Devil May Cry. And I'm like, okay, well, why was it good? Because we had all sorts of bullshit issues.
Here's my complaint with the game. All right,
garbage.
If I have a console and I have enough space to download this game for free, and I still have enough space to run it, it should not be causing my console to lag.
That lag, it slowed down for trophy progress.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
That was so bad.
Your console has enough space to play this game, to run anything smoothly.
And you had a newer PS4 or PS3 as well.
In the open air, everything, and it's still making your console lag. That's a problem.
That just means it's broken.
That's something I should not have to deal with that.
And turning Devil May Cry story into a political thriller.
I did not like Virgil in the reboot. To me,
I hated Dante in the reboot.
The thing is,
I wanted to slap Dante in the fucking face and be like, "Where's your snark, boy?"
So, Virgil in the original DMCs, he's an asshole, yes, but he has his intentions, and I thought he was.
He's an asshole, but he's like B horror film villain.
He's like
asshole.
He's like an anti-hero type person.
Yeah,
villain.
very much.
I like that. I thought he was pretty cool. Virgil in the reboot was I don't know. He just got too political, and I just didn't care.
The fact that they turned the story into a political story.
I was
the fact that they shit all over the fans with.
Oh, remember that scene where he gets a white wig on and goes, he's like, not a millionaire. I'm like, what kind of joke is this?
You want? I don't quote me on this, but if I remember correctly, I think that
Devil May Cry is bad.
It was one of those things where I think they said that because of the amount of shit that they were getting for the reboot. I'm just like, okay, but why would you do that though?
Yeah, so
I could do this. You could.
But why?
I don't understand the appeal of reboots anymore. But yeah, I just know a lot of people a lot of people did not like the reboot. I was one of them. I did not care for it.
The reboot, you were talking about not paying attention to Kingdom Hearts. The reboot killed my love for Devil May Cry for a long time.
Yeah, that was me. And then, of course, I told you how I did not originally have any interest in Devil May Cry 5 because the character designs look weird to me. Yeah. I know some people don't care about that, but I'm a person because I have to stare at this game for 8+ hours.
Yeah.
I really do.
I want it to look good as I'm staring
exactly.
at it.
So if I have to look at a character whose design is not very appealing to me, I'm not gonna focus. I'm not gonna enjoy the story. I'm just gonna look at this character and go, man, they look funny. Man, they look weird.
It's like a kid that's born in this generation looking back at PS1 graphic style of games and making fun of the graphics, and it's well, I mean, so that was all they had at the time, but now there's no excuse for that.
But that's why I originally did not care for DMC 5 because they just looked weird to me. I mean, the battle was cool. The battle system was cool. It wasn't. I'll admit it wasn't until I found about the new character that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try now. And then I watched gameplay of it, and I watched the trailers, and I was like, okay, I'm on board.
I'm on board now.
And I played this demo, and I'm like, okay, I'm definitely on board.
That demo, when we started playing the demo, and I just saw all the snarky dialogue, and just the whole scene of an ambulance, like, you know, Nero getting caught in an ambulance, and he kicks it down and walks out and goes, somebody call a doctor? I'm like, fuck, I missed this so bad. Oh my god. And then, like, when he fell and then landed, like, sitting with his legs crossed, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking insane. I missed this kind of Devil May Cry. Like, this was, like, that's Devil May Cry to me. They literally are B movies in video game form. That's what Devil May Cry was. Which is why they were so endearing and fun to play. Because it's just like, man, this story's fucking wild. I mean, what's the first thing that I think of when I think of Devil May Cry? I think the opening scene in 3, when Dante's sitting there at his desk shirtless with eating his pizza, and he has the pizza in his mouth, and he does the backflip, and then sits there, and doesn't he, like, throw on his coat while he's doing the backflip or something? And then he fucking slashes everyone out, and then after he finishes, he's like, oh, I'm gonna need a new desk. It's like, that's the kind of shit I missed. And then,
I was gonna jokingly be like, the first thing you think of is Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, now with Nero, yeah. But I will say...
No, I think more Ruben Langdon, actually, than anything.
Honestly...
Waifu.
Honestly, I will say... the character designs for 5 still look weird to me. They really do. It's kind of weird to me. But it's not as bad now. Now I look at it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't really affect me anymore. But
well, now with 5, you're so focused on trying to do the double trigger.
Yeah. Because, like, if you... I don't know if you ever...
And using your sword.
Oh, yeah. It took you... Like, I literally, when you were playing that, I was just like... There has to be a way to use your sword. And you looked at the controls, and you're just like, you're following the tutorial. I was like... No, there has to be a way to use your sword. I thought the tutorial was going to tell me.
Because I was like, it's literally on your back. It's not like you're blocked
I know.
from using it.
But, like... If you play the original ones, Miranda, like, you can see the art shift from, like, 1 until 5. That's why it's very jarring to me, because it was, like, very anime-ish. Like, from
it's not anime
it's
this
like
time
1
around.
to 4 is very anime. They're, like, Dante's a very super pretty Bishonen typical boy. Like, very pretty. Same with Nero. Very pretty. Virgil, you know, all the devils. They're very pretty. They got abs, you know. They're, like, fucking... What do you call it? Like, weeboo garbage trash for them weebs over here. Like, the husbando trash.
But husbando bait.
Yeah, husbando bait, basically. But then you get...
And then all the girls in the game were waifu bait.
Yeah, exactly.
You had Trish and Lady, which I couldn't tell you which one I liked more, because I liked them both.
No, there's Gloria in 4.
Oh, I forgot about Gloria.
It's actually Trish.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
wow, Tiger spoilers time.
For like a 5-year-old game, 6 years old?
No, that game came... Devil May Cry 4?
Yeah.
That was like 2008.
Okay, so...
So that's an 11-year-old game.
Yeah, tag your 11-year-old spoilers. But then you get to 5 because I think because they did the art shift, like they wanted to make it more realistic.
Yeah.
That's why it was so weird to me. I was like, they jumped the art shift.
It's so wild.
But otherwise,
I love it
it's
so
good.
much.
It's cheesy, but it's good.
It's so much fun. I'm loving it a lot.
It's the good kind of cheese. It's mozzarella cheese.
Exactly.
Hey, mozzarella
it's the kind
cheese.
that won't give me a stomachache cheese.
That's always good cheese.
That's good cheese.
I'll definitely tell you this. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5. I'm really excited for it.
I'm definitely gonna pre-order that soon.
Absolutely, yeah.
March 8th, bro.
Dude,
March
that's gonna be
8th.
so much fun. I'm so excited for that.
Next month.
I'll tell you what else I'm excited for.
Oh God.
I'm on my way to steal your man in Final Fantasy 14.
No,
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You have your own man.
Yeah, I can have 2 men.
No, you can't.
I can.
I say I have 3.
She's like,
And
I have dibs on this
I have
one.
3 or 4 men. So
Wait, hold the fuck up.
Double standards,
I
man.
only know of Sir Umric. Who are the other 3?
Estinian.
Who?
Dragoon. Estinian the Dragoon. You meet him later on.
Okay.
And then there's Thancred.
Thancred's,
Can't forget about Sid. Remember?
Oh yeah, your sugar daddy.
Sugar
That's
daddy.
right.
Silver
I thought you were
Fox.
about to give like a plot twist, like I'm also gonna steal Heian away
I
from
am
Cassie.
gonna steal Heian.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's why
May
she
is a
made,
player. That's what Robin
player.
says. Yeah.
That's why she made what she made on the table.
Yep, that's not
Her
for
little
It's not for
project.
Chrissy. It's actually for me.
Basically,
May is a
so
player.
basically
Yes.
in 14, I've been having to grind out all this like stupid post.
ARR
Realm Reborn patches
It's
before
hard.
we get to before I get to Heaven's Ward.
I know it's hard. It's slow.
But then all of a sudden I got to Umric and I sent a picture to May.
Also, Mira, you're welcome.
I sent a picture to May and I was like on my way to steal your man. And you're like, no, you asshole, you have Thancred already. I was like, doesn't mean I can have 2.
No.
Hey, listen, you weren't an elf character, so I got elven privilege.
Hashtag not all elves. Not all elves. Okay.
Hashtag check your privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
elven privilege over here, boy.
Check your Elven
It was
privilege.
really funny, though, that first meeting with Sir Almeric. It's Sir Almeric and his bodyguard.
Oh, Lucian.
You have Haurchefant
yes.
and Elysian.
Haurchefant's another man of mine.
And then you have Alphanod and Elysian. And you have my character, who I play in Elysian. And it was like, oh man, it's an elf party in here. It's fucking
an elven
great.
convention.
Yeah, you'll eventually see a Stinian. He comes in later on in Aroneborn. Like when you go to this room building, he eventually comes in because Emmerich asks for him. He says, Estinian, can you come here? Blah, 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 blah. And
right.
He appears. He's a dragoon. You don't get to see what he looks like till the very end of Heaven's Ward. But he's a pretty boy dragoon. He's like Cain from 4.
Oh.
The brooding, pretty boy, long-haired
Liam O'Brien.
Yes,
Since Liam O'Brien voiced him in the remake of 4, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm...
Instead of Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's Elvin and the Lullafels.
No!
No!
Oh, Lullafels are shitty.
No, it's just, I'm trying to think of a tiny, thing, because chipmunks are tiny.
You like one Lullafell.
Tataru is cute.
Oh, 2. And Nanamo. You like Nanamo.
Nanamo's pretty great.
We stand 1, parentheses,
yes.
numeral 1.
Yeah.
Lullafell.
But yeah, I'm on my way to steal your man, and I'm not going to spend 20 years choosing an outfit to have dinner with him.
Hey, you don't know that until you get to that scene.
Hey,
You could.
Nate, you want to know the best part? Is that if I don't use my regular outfit, I already have my suit picked out, so that's all I need.
To give me credit, I originally had an idea for an outfit, but then all these other clothes appeared in the game and I thought were pretty, and I had to have them all.
That day you were trying to figure out the outfit was literally one of the funniest days.
It's like getting ready for an actual date.
See? Because you know what? I gotta fill the void in my life somehow.
Oh!
I gotta get ready for it.
That's why she has so many pillows on her bed.
Yeah, see? I had
the Elven pillow.
The Goro pillow.
I can't even make a joke at this point. This is insane.
It's okay, I'll make myself a joke.
I'll tell you what
I mean, she's not exactly shy. She's got husbando merch. She's got, stuff in her room.
I'll tell you what also is a joke, though.
Feels bad,
you
man.
playing horror video games today. So,
yep.
Are you trying to fill the void of not knowing what to play after Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point?
Ivy pillow or Riot. Actually, it's Okasan pillow or Riot.
Because I don't know what else to play now. You know, I mean, here's the thing. I could play Vesperia. I should be playing Vesperia.
You need to play Vesperia.
I do, so I can finally get the Flurry
Get ready
vibes.
for Flurry.
Flurry, yes. I should be playing that, but no, I'm playing other stuff because it's just I'm in that mode where it's I don't know what to do now with my life.
Right. So what is it you decide to do? You decide to try to play PT.
Yeah, I got further than I ever did before.
The best part is that, so May still has a PS4 that has PT on it.
Yep.
So
never getting rid of it.
I'm in our room playing Kingdom Hearts 3. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we heard a sound, and we looked, just is May okay? And then all of a sudden,
I figured she was having a moment of oh, my husband.
Yeah, we don't think about it at first, and then all of a sudden I hear, ah! And I'm just all right, I gotta go see what she's doing, and I walk in and I see the corridor. I'm just are you playing PT? You're just shut up, I can't handle this.
You're Mira, get in here.
It's too much. Yeah, I was don't leave me, guys.
Husband, yes, you do with Vesperia.
Yeah, I was don't leave me, guys. You have to stay here.
You literally had to stay in the room until Evil Within 2 was done.
Yes.
And then
at some point you handed it over to Greg.
Well, because
I would say, when you're actually playing it, it is pretty spooky. But, the best part was just, I was in the Reedus Fetus room. And
May dead.
May dead. It was just, it was one of those things where we're in the Reedus Fetus room, and you're freaking the fuck out. You're the door's closed. No, don't look through the eye hole. I'm don't do that.
Glory hole.
Don't look through the glory hole.
That's very
that's a bit. Oh, I don't want to look at that. It's we gotta figure it out.
I think I made a comment of isn't she supposed to appear in the mirror? And May's
no,
look.
My favorite, Norman Reedus and the Funky
I will
Fetus.
say I'm excited for Death Stranding.
Death Stranding's gonna be so weird. I'm excited.
It's so weird. I want to get into
Yeah.
I want to see naked Norman Reedus with a baby.
Inside of him.
That's it, though.
That's the game right there.
Yeah.
And
that's all you want.
Isn't what's his name in there too? Russian Victor guy.
Yes.
Hannibal Lecter.
I was gonna be Hideo Kojima. You mean?
No. What's his name? The Hannibal Lecter guy.
Glory hole.
The blonde haired.
Nicholson Mads. Is that
Mads Nicholson.
Mads Nicholson. Yeah. Victor. Older Victor. Mira on Ice, that's his name.
Yeah, because the picture with him and Kojima looked like
man,
Yuri
older
and
Victor,
Victor.
Yuri
Yeah.
look great.
The only reason I know his name is because I have a few friends on Facebook that are like obsessed with this guy, and I'm sitting there like,
did you know he's in Rogue One as her dad?
Yeah, he's.
And then he died.
Yeah.
and then
He
he
was,
died.
he was
They
the dad
died.
at the beginning of the
'Cause
movie.
That's where he is in Death Stranding.
Because when I watched the movie, you know when you watch it, when you see an actor, it takes you out for a moment, you go, is that, what's his face? That was
She whispered to me,
thing.
it's like, is that a fucking older Victor up there? I'm like, yeah, it
I was
is.
like, is that Hannibal Lecter guy up there?
Is that
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter guy?
What the fuck? What just happened?
Oh, it's because Kari just messaged. She got Detroit Become Human.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She said a friend got it for the boyfriend. That means I get to steal it.
What, you just, did you just
You
get all
just
those
now got
messages
I did.
right now?
My phone lags, yes.
Wow.
Wow, we've been getting those messages for like the last over half an hour.
I just checked a half hour ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got him.
But yeah, so
Tag your spoilers.
yeah, watching it, and then when you start playing Evil Within, so I'm over still playing Kingdom Hearts 3, and then all of a sudden,
Rip May's phone.
I all I hear is, and then it's like, and then like 10 minutes later, I hear, it's so good.
Okay, because
Ding 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 ding.
one of the enemies is this, I would say it's a creepy puppet lady with a chainsaw and she's laughing maniacally.
yeah.
And you don't expect it. She jumps out at you. And she's chasing you and you have to run.
That's why.
Oh, and the other guy that made me jump was the photograph guy because he's just there and goes poof.
It's like the PTSD of the chainsaw dude chasing you down the hallway, only it's a creepy lady.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Or the spider lady in the first game.
Oh my god, no, fuck
I remember
that.
how much you hated the spider
Fuck that. She's so fucking creepy.
lady.
May is a sissy.
I am a sissy. I'll admit it.
So am I. I'm a little bitch ass pussy bitch.
I will say I'm still trying to get used to Sebastian.
She is a sissy. She has two sisters.
I am still trying to get Sebastian's voice into. I will admit that it's very weird. To
So
me
as
still.
per podcast tradition, it's time for Small Bladder Greg to use the restroom. Keep talking about video games. Keep talking about Evil Within 2, as I am gone.
Oh well, the game's good. I haven't gone very far. I'm on chapter 3. I'm chapter 3 of.
Okay, so I know in like the trailers that they had for Within.
Evil Within
Tsukiyama.
2.
Look at Tsukiyama. Travian. Anyway, okay.
When they were advertising Evil Within 2, I know, like, Kidman had left a message for him. Is that in the beginning of the game, or is that later on? That's later. Have you gone into STEM yet?
Yes, I'm currently. That's where the camera guy is, and the creepy chainsaw lady.
Well, because, like, the way they framed it in the trailer is he's reading that note, and then he goes into STEM.
Oh no, do you remember how he got in there for the first game? He's in the thing. They put him in there.
Yeah.
That's how he's in there, and that's where the creepy chainsaw like.
Mira put something on his chair. Mira, are you keeping Greg's chair warm for him?
Yes, he is. But no, yeah, you get
Y'all
the
are
STEM.
sissies.
You find how you get to STEM is Kidman finds you. You're basically drunk at a bar.
Oh, great.
Like we're not drunk, but you're just like drinking, and you wake up from this nightmare. The
So
game.
he hasn't gotten any better, is what it's.
No, basically the game starts off. He's having a nightmare about his daughter, and
Thanks,
Wait,
May.
he had
Damn
a
it, May.
daughter?
Put it back.
Yeah, remember in the first.
That was the whole thing in the first game.
Okay, so in the first game, like,
I watched you guys play, but
so
I never played
in the first game,
His daughter was assumed dead. His wife went missing because they were looking for evidence about what happened.
So one of the big plot things in one is while you're in the creepy place is that Sebastian has a wife and a kid, and
Right.
supposedly both like the daughter died in a fire that got set to the house, like a fire. The house got set on fire, and then the wife left. But now the big thing with the sequel is that apparently your daughter is alive, Lily, and you have to go in STEM and you have to find her.
Because she's in STEM,
Yeah,
apparently.
she's alive and she's powering up the core of STEM. That's the main plot.
Which that was a thing in 1 where it was like the wife was leaving notes for
Oh, that's right. That's right.
she was leaving notes for Sebastian of like, I've uncovered something in my investigation. If this is true, this could change everything. If I've gone missing, this is why. You need to look for her in my stead and
To
everything.
be honest, when I started 2 and I started playing, I forgot what happened in 1, so I was really confused.
Well,
for a
it's
while.
2014, yeah.
I just remember what was going on in the DLC chapters for 1.
I still haven't played those ones because I was like, nah,
Like, I won't say the
What was the Tsukiyama figure doing?
She
there?
just randomly
I just
got it.
grabbed it because it was there.
Okay, alright. I just didn't know
wanted to
what's
grab
going
it.
on. I just didn't know what's going
Oh
on.
yeah, I put Tsukiyama in your chair.
Okay. There you
Très
go.
bien.
Because originally we fixed your jacket.
Oh, so I was reading really old Tokyo Ghoul spoilers. Apparently Tsukiyama's not obsessed with Kaneki anymore.
Yeah.
Tsukiyama is now doing his own thing. He's not being a creepy person to Kaneki. He's just being flamboyant as shit. Like,
he changed a lot in the anime for Ri.
Oh, yeah.
They changed him a bit just because, like, he wasn't looking too good when you first meet him in Ri.
You know why? Because
he was basically starving.
Yeah, because he's like, no, we can't find Kaneki.
Because gourmet.
Kaneki's gone. Oh no.
Well, also just because like gourmet.
Yeah.
They're feeding him like very simple like ingredients and stuff that he would never eat.
Yeah, normally. And also because in the manga, one of the big main points is the reason he was so upset and depressed is because he could not find Kaneki. So he was like, I'm in a state of depression. We can't find Kaneki. I'm done. Life is not worth living.
And then in the anime,
and then he found him.
In the anime, he found him, and Kaneki was going under Heisei, so he didn't remember Tsukiyama, and that just made it even worse.
Yeah, but at the end, everything's good. Everything's dandy now. But this is not Tokyo Ghoul.
No,
this is not.
Tell you what else is depressing. I broke my phone recently.
That's not depressing.
What do you mean by that's not depressing?
Because I know the context of why you broke your phone.
Well, no, but I mean, breaking your phone is a depressing thing.
It is depressing,
yeah. So, I already had cracks on the back for reasons. Nothing on the front was damaged at the time.
At the time.
So, I was on the phone with Meg. She had called while Mira was donating plasma one day.
Why did I call you? Was it something important?
I'm assuming it was something...
Just put it in a pot of rice.
No, it wasn't that. You had called
rice
me
fixes everything.
You called me for some reason, and
I think I had
all of a sudden my phone, because I was holding it in my hand, and then like it fell. Well, it just fell like bloop, like not too hard, but it fell face first.
Could it have been about your car, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, you probably were calling, giving me the update with your car, because you were saying like, "Hey, I'm going to be a little late."
Okay. Yeah.
So it fell, and like, oh, son of a bitch! So I grab it, and the whole front was just fucking cracked. So, $150 later, I bought a new phone. Well, not bought a new phone. I
replaced it.
I had insurance on my phone, so I got it replaced, and then got a case and a screen protector.
Which you broke your own rule because you hate phone cases.
I do, yeah. I was like,
But with how much that broke, you kind of need a case.
And also because I drive for Uber now, it's like, or for Uber Eats and Postmates right now, it's just kind of like, yeah, I kind of need my phone in order to work and make money. So it's like, yeah, kind of a little bit important. I remember you were waiting in line to get your vitals checked for that. I was like, I need to go.
Slow day too. Yeah. That made me so angry.
It was not fun doing deliveries those couple days with that broken ass fucking phone. Yeah.
You're just like cutting your finger every time you.
Oh, did I tell you the best part is? I dropped it 2 more times after that. But the thing is with that is that because I didn't
know that part.
Well, because I knew it was broken and the new phone was coming in, I was very lackadaisical with it. I'm like, oh, it's broken.
Oh, it's getting replaced anyway.
It's getting replaced anyway. It's gonna get even more fucked, and it was even more fucked. So, moral of the story is phones need to be made better so that way they don't break. That's the moral of the story.
Well, here's the thing. That's an Android, right?
Yes.
If this were an iPhone, the very first time you dropped that phone, it would have cracked.
Would have shattered. It would have cost me like $800 just to replace it.
And that would probably be with the warranty. Yeah.
With insurance, yeah.
Yeah, so just like be glad that
the side effect with it, and I'm still going through downloading all my music again, is that I had to re-download all my apps and Spotify and stuff like that. So,
because here's the thing, like with me, I've dropped my phone I don't know how many times. Yeah. Still has not cracked.
Well, you got a case on it.
No, even before I didn't always have this case.
Right.
And I dropped it like a crap ton of times just because the back is so slick and it would always.
Kita just said I dropped my dumb iPhone and it's still fine. Watch, you say that now, you're going to drop it again, and it's going to break, and I hope that doesn't happen.
But no, like...
sorry, go ahead.
Like, here, I'm raising it up. Feel how, slippery kind of the back of my phone is? Mm-hmm. I was dropping this thing all the damn time, so I just finally got a case. But even whenever I dropped it before I had gotten a case, it never cracked. And I dropped it hard.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
So the other part to the story, May.
I was a dumbass last summer and put my phone on the roof of my car and drove off.
I drop my
phone all the time and it's fine. I'll just stick it in a pot of rice. It'll be fine.
So, the thing that you didn't know, May, was I dropped my phone 2 more times after it dropped. But because I was very lackadaisical, so I'm like, my replacement's coming in. So.
Not surprised.
It has a gash in it, though. Ouch.
Right? It's just like, oof. OOF. Oof.
But yeah,
No.
moral of the story, cases on phones exist for a reason.
Yeah.
That's why I do that.
They're very helpful.
Because I'm a fucking dumbass, apparently, when it comes to that kind of shit.
May just smiles.
Yeah.
Veteran scars.
Oh my god. But yeah, so that was some fun times.
Because I put it in the pocket with my keys. Unless you have it on the car.
Unless you have it on the car. That's very true. But yeah, so I'm having to download all my music again, which is fun, not fun, but whatever. And in fact, I'm doing some more of that right now as we've been chatting about that fun stuff. But yeah, so I dropped my phone. That was fun. That was good times. I'll tell you what also...
Speaking of dropping shit.
I'll tell you what's also been good times here. That is... So Mira's got to play D&D with her Missouri friends because she gets on like Facebook Messenger.
Mira, you remember it. I got my replacement the day I do remember this.
So you were playing D&D and you had one of the wildest things ever happen to you. Care to share with the class what happened to you?
Okay, so...
It literally, her text message, I'm going to find the messages.
No, don't say it.
I'm going to say, after you tell it, I'm going to find the messages because it's fucking insane. Greg John 5 dropped a new single the other day. I need to go listen to it now. I need to throw that on my Spotify and listen to that shit.
Mirror roll concept.
Really
I don't have my dice.
Romano as a friend? Yeah, I will.
There you go.
Why not? Her baby's cute.
Eli
just,
is a cutie.
Just because of the baby, yeah.
But no, my character is a tiefling paladin, so we were like hyping her up because we were making her more of a tank, and those dice should be in dice jail. Yeah. So
you'll know what's gonna happen.
We're on this island, right? We're going into this volcano.
This is the best I've ever heard.
Because there's a temple in the volcano, and we're ridding. There's like a mixture of light magic and dark magic that's in there, and the dark magic is very...
Are you sure this isn't a level in Kingdom Hearts 3 that got cut?
The dark magic is very unnatural. It feels really, really wrong. And so we're going in there to try and figure out what the hell is causing it.
Okay.
We get more to the center of the temple of the volcano. Mm-hmm. And we find this... basically, the what Reese was calling the boss fight, so to speak. So our cleric used I can't remember what it was called, but basically I think it was like Shield of the Faithful or something, right. And boosted my AC up 2 points, which brought me up to 20.
Okay. No.
And I have a telepathic necklace that lets me talk to whoever I want to talk to, just to make it easier for my character.
Yeah.
And so we're going off to face this boss. I just got buffed up a little bit, and my character kind of taunted the boss, and we were getting ready to charge in. We roll for initiative. I have the higher initiative of the party, so I'm going first, and I'm getting all excited because this was one of my really good rolls for the night. Here I am, gonna show how big of a badass Silas can be.
Sure.
Go to roll to attack. Roll to 1.
Oh my god, it's the best.
I was I'm gonna bum rush this guy with my shield, and Reese is okay, roll for attack. Rolled 1. Died of laughter.
You're well, and you were ready.
They're what did you roll? I was 1. So I just trip on my face. And our DM is so forgiving at this point, and it was basically just so this first round, if you roll a 1, we're gonna ignore it. Roll again.
Just this one, yeah.
Which made it even better because I rolled a 16 or an 18. Plus, proficiency and my strength modifier. And I was just oh, thank God, this is my attack.
Yeah. Ramona's asking, what was it you had said before you rolled?
I said something along the lines of, you've breathed your last breath, you're not leaving here alive.
And then natural
one. And it was
one.
so, it was so intimidating and shit, and I was just so proud of my character, and here we are rolling a 1.
Kita just said, this knife is so lethal because of the poison. Looks knife. I shouldn't have done that.
Actually, one of our players joked about it because our tinkerer has an alchemist kit.
Right.
And so, he was talking about making, dipping things in poison, more or less, but he was talking about acid. Because he had used acid in one of the other fights before.
Right.
And so he was talking about, like, dipping stuff in the acid. And
yeah.
Our DM was trying to explain it would probably be better if it was, like, poison or something so that way it won't, like, melt whatever you're trying to do. I think he made a joke along the lines of, this is a good idea, licks it. Oh, I've made a mistake.
Oh, man.
That's
so funny.
Fire Nades. I cast magic missile into the darkness. Basically.
Yeah, you told me that. So literally, I'm in the middle of playing Kingdom Hearts 3. We're going back and forth. Then all of a sudden, I get this message in all caps. It says, "Crit 1, fuck!" laugh face with extra D's. And I'm like, what? And he went, I rolled 1, but DM allowed it to be ignored because he's trying to make this battle cinematic.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing, too.
Their like, DM, basically.
He's trying to describe this. He's like, for the purpose of, I want to make this fight cinematic. And the entire table just busts up laughing.
That's so...
He's like, we're going to ignore the first round of 1.
So fucking funny. I was so good.
Which didn't make any difference anyway because I had the attack, and honestly this boss, like, there were circumstances to this boss where he wasn't as tough as we originally thought.
Right.
Just because circumstances. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I attack, there was like 10 points of damage, and then the next character, I think, I can't remember if it was Romano that had attacked or if it was our bard. Mm-hmm. But one of the two did something after me, and then that was the end of the boss. So 3 of our players didn't even get to attack.
That's amazing. That's so good.
We had to beat a 10 to land a hit.
Oh, yeah, our bard was next. Okay.
So
Bastion, our bard, took out the boss.
You
after I nearly fell on my face.
You guys had like an interesting thing because, like I said, Silas was a mute character and you were doing sign language and your DM. I'm keeping the DM's name on the DL.
I've said the name.
You've said the name. Okay, I've been just saying your DM's. But it's like Reese got with you and he was just sitting there.
He did
like
dissonant whispers and made the boss's brains leak out.
That's what it was.
It was one of those things where
that was so
cool. He was like setting up like, I'm sorry, like things kind of get, there's a lot to keep track of, and you're also all the way out in, California and stuff like that.
And technological issues too.
DM doesn't care if you say his name.
Okay, I've been trying to be considerate.
It's also hard because, like, in their house, the internet is not great because there's so many people that are hooked onto the router and there's so many other devices that are connected, so it bogs down the internet.
But it was one of those things where, like, he'd set up this whole thing of we're gonna the village you guys are the island you guys go to because it's like a boat campaign you guys are doing. It's like we're going to sit there and we're going to make sure I'm going to have an island native give you a necklace and that way you can speak telepathically to people. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where you had the whole reveal because the bard had their reveal, and then you made a comment and you explained to me because I thought I'm like, that made that situation way more tense. I'm like, that's awesome.
Well, okay, so for context, our bard is a Dampier, and they had glamour on to conceal their identity, obviously, for reasons. And so we get up to the top of this volcano, and for some reason, there was a thing where illusions went away. Right. So the glamour that the Dampier had on faded. Mm-hmm. So then you could see what this Dampier actually looked like. And 3 of our characters noticed the difference. Like, one, I think, rolled too low. But the rest of us noticed. And so Silas, being a tiefling, already looks a little weird. Looks over at the Dampier and goes, well, aren't you an interesting one?
Ooh, that's so... that's so good.
The Dampier was already getting tense because it's like, oh, fuck. Exposed.
Oh, fuck.
Kiri rolled too low.
Oh, so, yeah. Okay, Kiri. Kiri was the one that's the alchemist, the tinkerer.
The tinkerer, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Is Kiri a halfling? I forget. Kiri's like either a halfling or a gnome. It's like really tiny.
Mm-hmm.
My ranger easily was too quiet because of reasons.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Gnome. Oh, okay. Gnome. That's what it was. But yeah, that was the story of my natural one.
That natural one was literally when you were messaging them. Like, how is that even fucking possible, dude?
Izu is the halfling. I knew about Izu.
Dampier.
Robot's just like, why?
But yeah, I died of laughter.
That's so good.
And I was ready to take that one.
You were ready to be like, I fall flat on my face and hurt myself.
It's like, well, I can't win all the time.
I take 10 points of piercing damage at that.
TP Poker says hello.
Shout out to TP Poker. Thank you for joining us for this podcast. We promise you that this podcast is a lot of fun and interesting stuff. No. So that was
so
interesting.
I'm sure there will be more funny DM stories.
I'm excited for as you guys go on in your campaign, and I'm actually excited for us to do more homebrewer stuff.
Which we need to figure out when the next.
We need to figure out when the next session is going to be for homebrewers. It's going to be a lot of fun.
DM has warned by level 3, training wheels are coming off.
Yes, I was there for that conversation. That was a great conversation.
8d10 bludgeoning damage. Whew.
Ooh, you take 363 points of damage.
Which honestly, I'm so excited for level 3 because then I get to take my oath.
Ooh, yeah, your oath of mercy.
Oath of vengeance.
I know. I'm being an asshole.
Oh.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for you. Like, you've been so happy to get back to your character, Silas. It was such a polar opposite from...
My aunt is drunk and has been farting in my living room for an hour straight. I just kicked her out of my place.
Woo! I mean, gas can tear a family apart, dude. Like, I can totally understand. Robo's just like, wait, vengeance? Oh my god.
Yeah, because my paladin is
the oath of mercy killing. Because of the typo, Murray killing.
Murray killing.
Murray killing.
But yeah, that's the fun part about having a paladin that worships a god in the war domain.
That's so cool. That's yeah, and you're literally a tank in your campaign, and that's so cool.
It's the polar opposite of my halfling.
Of your halfling for homebrewers, yeah, absolutely. My house smells like pure eggs. I can't stand her.
Oh god, can't stand her stinks.
Ooh, man. May, press F. Keep pressing F. So I'm about to pull May back into the conversation because the last topic we're going to talk about for tonight's podcast is we're about to be some dick teases.
Okay.
Because we got a video that's coming out on Friday. That I think it's finally coming out. It's finally coming out. I don't care if some big thing happens this week. That shit's waiting till next week. Because you, for a while, wanted to film you rolling for somebody in Fire Emblem Fates.
Ooh.
I wonder why she can't find a man. She is a damn slob.
He must have... Oh.
She
Mira.
must have stained
Oath of Conquest. No.
You mean Ryder from Fate Zero? But anyway, so we're going to be dick teases about Friday's Hardest Reset video because I definitely... So you're going to have a role in helping put this video together, and I'm super excited for it. So you rolled for a character you were super excited for in Fire Emblem Heroes. So the question that I've got for you...
Oath of Conquest.
Were you... Did you think I was going to get as angry as I ended up getting in that video?
No, because you don't play those types of games.
I was so goddamn angry at the end of that video.
I know, and then I play them all the time, and it didn't even faze me.
I literally think
she's
that...
just like, here we go.
It was
it's like, my daily life.
It was so wild because you're just like, yeah, Greg, we're going to roll for this character in Fire Emblem Heroes. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be wild. And then... we did, and at first I'm just like, okay, I'll go along with it. And those fucking games suck you the fuck in.
Yup.
Yes.
With all due respect, both ladies hosting are very cute.
There you go. See, lovely ladies right here. But yeah, it's one of those things where, I never play gacha games. Gacha games are wild. They're not really
They are pretty wild.
They're not my cup of tea, really.
I played Fugo yesterday.
No.
Of course you did.
I know. I was like, no, they're not.
Shocked Pikachu face.
But like,
they're not your cup of tea. But
I didn't think I would get as into trying to roll. We had moments that I think we were literally just like, no, we got to be positive.
We do.
And then once the one spoiler in the video is we bought more things to roll more. And it was,
Greg is a lovely lady too.
That is very true.
He looks like a lady.
Oh my god.
It looks like a lady.
Oh my god.
That's tea, right?
Absolutely, I appreciate it. But yeah, it's... Oh my god, it's...
You got so angry.
I left the room multiple times because I was just like, this is fucking bullshit. Why do people play these goddamn games?
Because we like the suffering.
Oh.
We like the suffering.
I'm going to find every single gacha game subreddit when that video comes out, and I'm going to be like, So we did this video. I feel like this is an accurate vocal representation.
Young lady with a blue jacket. I'd poison my neighbors and dick punch my mailman for a chance to have a cup of coffee. Aw.
I don't think you want to go that far. Sorry, you might be disappointed.
Greg, we're pulling you in. Greg, we're putting you in drag. That's called assault. Greg, we're putting you in drag. Okay, fine. But yeah, no, it's fucking.
I mean,
like,
Ryuji does cross drag.
That is very fucking true. Oh my god. But yeah, so you motherfucker pulled me into those games. Like, I'm angry thinking about that memory, dude. Holy fucking shit.
It's called justice anyways.
But yeah, and then the best part is, like, you were sleeping in our bed. You were sleeping. And it's like, you just... Anyways, Oath of Conquest.
No.
You're sleeping. Is like, I just started off as like, after we were done looking in the mirror, I'm like, we didn't wake you up. She's like, oh, I heard everything. I was like, but did we bother you? She's just like, no, we didn't. It was kind of funny. I was like, oh my god.
Robot, I'm not even acknowledging your message right now. I'm looking at something
but
else.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha games are a wild ride, my friend.
I'm definitely gonna say that video coming together is Dust the Flames of Hope. But it's one of those things, just like, I am so fucking excited to roll with an iron fist. I am excited. We're gonna be working on that video this week. That video is gonna be potential for like that video is gonna be fun, dude. It's I was not ready for the amount of salt I was gonna feel because I was
flow through your veins,
dude.
Hardcore.
It flowed
Let
through.
the hate flow.
It
through
flowed through my dick. That is some
I will tell you
deep
this.
seated salt.
That was me the very first time I ever rolled for a Skandar. You remember that?
I
was bawling. I was basically, you remember Kiritsugu in that episode of Fate Zero where he had to blow up his mom in the airplane and he's just
Kita's like,
yeah.
like wailing. That was me with Iskandar when I dug him. I was just
when I think of May and Salt, I think of Merlin being released in the Japanese
god,
version
when
of the
I was
game.
bad and I used money when I didn't have a job.
You were sitting there and you were just like, you were literally sitting there. You were
May,
just like,
please.
You were like Merlin was coming
That
out.
scene.
I was trying to equate it to how I felt.
May, you were just like, oh no, he's hot. I need to roll for him. And then he came out and he wouldn't show up. It's like, you fucking dick mage piece of shit asshole. Fuck you, I spent over $100 on you and nothing. I'm unemployed and I spent $100 on you. She literally did. She spent $100 when she didn't have a job to roll for Merlin in the Japanese version of Fago. And that's still one of my favorite stories from you.
So now I just don't even give a shit about Merlin anymore. I just roll a roll when I feel like it.
With all due respect, I'd roundhouse kick a nun and tackle Betty White for a chance to have lunch with you.
No, not Betty White. Leave Betty White out of this.
This shit's getting wilder, and I love...
Betty White is a goddamn treasure. Leave
Dude,
Betty White out
you're like somebody's waifu. Congratulations.
Leave Betty White out of this.
Hey, May.
Protect her.
You're always my waifu.
Well, thanks.
What?
Even though your waifu's right there.
I mean, you're like my legit waifu.
Oh.
She's also a waifu.
And then waifu material.
Here's the thing. You have waifus, but you have the one true waifu. So you're the one true waifu.
One true waifu?
You're
the
one true waifu.
Raifu for waifu.
God damn. I give up. But yeah, that Fire Emblem Heroes video, I am so excited to see that video come together. It's going to be fucking wild.
I will help you edit.
Ryufu. There you go. So... do we have anything else that we want to cover, or are we done with this podcast? What are we having
for dinner?
Food!
Please, I'm hungry.
I may just go buy something for dinner at this point.
Betty White is she got chef for years and hasn't crossed paths with me yet.
Betty White is the truth.
God bless T.P. Parker
Betty
for
White,
that.
She's like
that
Xehanort.
was...
She can't die.
Betty White is female Xehanort. Oh my god.
She's actually time traveling right now.
Thank you for being a
friend. Travel down the road and back again.
I could sing that whole fucking song.
Time. Let's go get food.
Let's go figure out food. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So we had our serious moments, and I know the people that are probably hating on this podcast and can't comment on it on YouTube are probably be like, you know, you could tell what they said was fake in the first 40 minutes because, you know, here they are laughing now. I'm like, no, in all honesty, we needed to get the heavy shit out of the way.
I told you that was fake. I told you that.
Damn. But no, legitimately, you didn't really have any opinions on the whole Vic thing aside from this shit's wild and it's sad that this whole thing happened.
Yep.
It's like we had our serious moment with the Vic thing. We took our break so we could take a deep breath, and I'm glad that we got that out of the way. Closed the book on the Vic Mignogna situation.
And now food.
We had our laughs, and now we're going to have food. Catch us at your local Denny's, where we're going to be in a hardcore band asking what the fuck is up Denny's, and ask for a circle pit. And it's going to be incredible. So, thank you guys so much. I'd live stream a bludgeoning of Betty White and feed her carcass to a pack of bobcats.
Rob's face.
I will let
and on
Twitch
that note,
handle
we're
that.
going to...
So, speaking of not knowing what the fuck's going on,
we don't know what we're going to have for dinner.
yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on for dinner. So, thank you guys so very much for enjoying.
Food. Okay, thanks,
we
bye.
hope you guys take care. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks for another episode of this HR. I almost called it the old podcast name. Catch you guys for another episode of the HR Office. And until then, you guys take care. We'll see you guys Friday for a brand new episode of Hardest Reset. I love you guys. Have a homemade pizza. Homemade pizzas are always nice. So until then, thank you guys very much. We'll catch you guys later. See you guys on Friday for what I'm going to say is probably one of the best Hardest Reset videos we've ever done. So until then, everybody take care. See you later.
Okay, thanks, bye.